cooking with.
Quiet. Quiet. The children are listening now.
Children.
All right, welcome back to the Opinion Planet podcast. I'm drinking a bubbly water. Yeah, how about you guys?
I don't have anything. I have
anything either.
I had a bottle of Pepto-Bismol in front of me. I might down a little bit of that. You know, just settle myself.
Well, like that scene from Click where he just like chugs it.
Why? You should have method acted that scene. All right.
I should have.
No, not you. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah. You. That's. I forget that you were in Click. I forget that you were the fucking.
I am in Click. I'm Adam Sandler. I'm actually that fat kid. I grew up a little bit. That's not a lot of people know that, but
nah, like the movie poster, I can kind of see you making a similar face. It's got like a slight smile to it. He's holding
slight
up a
spark.
Like,
This is fucking entitled. Look what I got. You know, kind of look.
Ooh, look at me. I'm cool. You're not.
Look at me.
Yeah.
What did he just click?
Skip
Hangover? That would be me. That would be me, guys. Oh my god.
You're such a millennial. You act like a millennial.
What the Sigma?
Yeah, we're off there.
Stop. I hear your volume so loud over the other end.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I think Chris had signed me out for whatever fucking reason.
All right.
I don't know why. Okay. I'll work on that. Anyway, we're back with episode 4.
Episode 4, Opportune of June.
Opportune of June.
I don't know. There's so many topics, so I just kind of did like a default name for it.
Yeah. It is it's been an interesting couple of days. It's been an interesting past 2 hours for Jim Bag Bob and I personally. We'll get into that.
Did we introduce ourselves?
No. You should know who the fuck we are at this point. I'm not going to introduce myself.
I'm Killer Keemstar, aka No Cam. I migrated platforms. All right, it's a new thing I'm trying.
Yeah, I'm
You're who? Who are you?
Low tier god. You ever heard of him? He's a pretty funny guy. Not in a good way. I mean, in a good way, but not like a great way. Whatever. You don't know who he is, Molly? Or I'm sorry. Who are you?
I'm Jim Bag Bob.
Okay.
Jim Bag Bob.
Jim Bag Bob.
Back at it again with another one. Yeah, let's catch up. You know, what happened in the last few hours? You know, if you want to talk about that.
Yeah. So, you know, just playing a brand new video game, Resident Evil 4, having a grand old time. I start hearing screaming outside of my apartment, and dogs barking after it, like, doesn't stop after the first, like, 7 seconds. That what the fuck is going on? Head downstairs and see that my neighbor, she's prone on the ground. Her face has a little puddle of blood underneath it. Turns out she tripped on the gutter drain off and slammed her front teeth into the cement. I could see the bit of one of her teeth through all the blood.
Yeah, it was kind of a disgusting sight.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, yeah, she was in pain.
I got her some paper towels so she could, kind of help with the bleeding.
Yeah.
You called 911.
First time I've ever actually had to make a medical emergency call. Snazzy.
I had to stand out by the driveway and wait for the police officer to show up.
But yeah. Our fucking neighbor. She,
Was he accusing you? Was it a cop, like, he looked straight at you and like, all right, buddy. You're the fairgrounds guy, aren't you? You pushed that lady over?
Wouldn't be too fucking surprising. I don't have a story about one of them, but holy fuck is he a fat motherfucker. The dude looks like he weighs 350. So, fucking, it's ridiculous. that ties into something else I wanted to talk about. Fucking Minnesota DOT giving, or not the DOT, but giving law enforcement like $1 million in pickup trucks. But we'll get to that. No, yeah, cops. They were just kind of getting a sense of what was going on. They were kind of tending to her, and then the actual EMTs arrived, and they were seeing how she was feeling.
Ask us a few questions.
Yeah, if we saw like what happened.
Yeah, like how long we heard her screaming before we got down and before like we called and stuff, but we also had to call one of her friends.
Yeah, she wanted us to call one of her friends' house that she was just at to let her know the situation. It was kind of.
Wait, so she was just outside her friend's house?
Yeah, she was.
Well,
I think
she had just walked back from her friend's house.
Yeah.
So she was right in front of because our doors are right next to each other. She was kind of just laying on the sidewalk in front of the doors.
Yeah.
That's sad. That sucks.
Yeah.
I know so there's like, on this corner of the building, I should say, there's 3 of us. There's us, our neighbor, the one that got into the accident, and then another family. I know that other family. At least there's someone inside the fucking apartment. I mean, I kind of get it. Okay, well, my kids are safe. I'm good. I don't need to investigate. Not my problem. But
What really annoyed me is there was like the entire time that I was outside, I just saw the dude sitting on one of the benches to smoke a cigarette.
No way. Well, you just kind of looked over?
Well, the second I got outside, I noticed him. So he had to have probably heard her screaming too.
I mean, 100%. If you heard it indoors and he was just outside.
Yeah. I don't know. I
But
didn't see.
you could just kind of see him looking over at us anytime I'd look over to him. And he was just sitting there the entire time.
I mean, yeah, if he was sitting there by the time you walked outside, which was like
Maybe
20, 30 seconds after I
not
got
even.
out.
What
I
if,
was pretty quickly.
what if the lady was like, hey, can you tell my husband what happened? He's sitting right over there.
Nah, she lives alone.
She was worried her kids are going to send her to a nursing home now.
Yeah, while she was crying through the pain.
Oh my god.
Yeah, my kids are going to send me to a nursing home.
That's horrible.
I was trying to like keep the mood jovial and like, not be so serious and freak out with her. Just kind of like, yeah, you're a bit beaten and bruised, but I think you're fine. You're just losing a bit of blood. It's okay.
That's good.
She couldn't move.
Yeah.
Like, she couldn't move her legs or her arms, like, really at all too much.
Maybe.
I mean, it's horrible she has to freak out about that, especially since how shitty, nursing home workers are. And just, like, the healthcare system in the U.S. in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's kind of
But, I mean, yeah, she does absolutely need, like, at least someone there to help her. So
yeah,
just sad that, like, the help that she could get, she's scared to get it because of how shitty it is.
Yeah. No, it's fucking awful. I mean, she had. I guess if you're old, you have to rely on the fact that you hope that your neighbors are kind of decent people.
Mm-hmm. Did you hear the one police officer kept saying, like, see, it's always good to have
that rubbed
nice
me
neighbors.
The wrong way.
Yeah.
The fucking fat motherfucker said something. So the person that she wanted us to call, she came over and she was talking to her friend, the one with the broken tooth, and just like checking up on her. Oh my god, this is terrible. Whatever. The fat motherfucker was chatting with her, and they see. Doesn't matter. It's not a generational thing. You just need good neighbors. I don't.
Who brought up generation?
The fucking
he did.
Police motherfucker.
He probably saw that we were just like younger.
So what?
He saw you're a Gen Z.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, you guys aren't sitting at home watching Skibbity Toilet. You actually help someone.
I can't help my neighbor because I'm too young.
Yeah, it's a generational thing.
This generation does have like a rudeness to it.
No.
Yeah. Like, I can understand why people would be like, oh, the younger generation probably wouldn't help.
All right, well, maybe.
What are you talking about? If anything, I think our generation is like nicer. I mean, if you think you look back at like the older generations, they're like, you tripped, walk it off.
Yeah. Well, now there's the thing like people are too nice or they're too bitch made, and it's just not fun. I'm
Well, yeah,
fucking.
that too.
This is my anecdotal evidence. One of my favorite artists who's kind of been shit for a while now, Eminem. He released a new song, and it's whatever. It's okay. It's better than I was expecting it to be. But my TikTok, I just get so many videos about people being butthurt about fucking lyrics, and
Like,
it's just funny. I'll pull up some of the lyrics, but I don't know. Maybe that officer's right about like, oh wow, it's kind of surprising that people of his generation will help their neighbors because
Maybe. I mean, I think he's also like terminally
I want to
online because what is he doing? I mean, he's a
yeah
tub of shit, right? He's
I want to
obviously not
challenge
going to the
him.
gym.
I want to challenge him to the fucking fitness pacer test. All right,
Well, I
he
mean,
wouldn't he
I
wouldn't
would I
pass.
would be curious. You
He was real.
against, someone who's supposed to be like physically fit.
Mm, he's supposed to be, yeah.
That's the thing though. I mean, I think there should be like, is there
well,
not physical standards for police officers or what?
There's not. There's no fucking way there is.
I think you need to pass a certain kind of fitness test for it.
Maybe when
You
you first
have to.
join,
Because
maybe
one of the old paras at the school we went to was studying to be a police officer, and I heard him talking about the like fitness stuff that he had to do.
then
to
maybe it's
pass.
boot camp or your
So
fucking academy where you have, that would make sense.
I'm
Maybe it's
assuming
just
it's
like for entering it, and then you don't really
yeah,
have to
I'm
maintain
assuming
it.
it's just enter in.
It's like getting your license. You get it when you're fucking 16 and then you're 85 and you probably shouldn't be driving, but you still have your license.
What the fuck is this? All right. All right. I'm looking at Minnesota State Patrol applicant testing standards. Not the same, obviously, but it has a
State,
good
yeah,
idea.
state patrol better be. Well, I've seen some fat stateies, so
Yeah, I have two. All right. Vertical jump is a measure of jumping.
Mabel, can you get out?
Or explosive power. The applicant will complete the test by standing with the shoulder against the wall, please. Okay,
Interesting.
that's weird. 1 foot must remain in stationary position until leaving the floor. It's just like a vertical test or vertical jumping.
Interesting. That's it.
10 to 12 repetitions. Do 4 sets of
That's
vertical jumping. All right. All right, so
okay.
far I've made it. All right, sit-up test. Let's see how
It
time will be
doesn't sound like
called.
it takes. I think that's there's room for improvement there. I think it's disheartening to see my tax dollars um wasted because they have to beef up the suspension on these vehicles, all right? Because of people like Officer, I didn't catch his name. I'm not gonna say it, but he's just a bit too rotund for my liking to be on a police force.
Oh, there we go. Here's
You could be a
the male
police officer.
standards. 20 to 29 years old. All right, let's look at this. The Cooper Institute standards.
What are you looking at right now?
All right, you're right. I'll post it.
Okay. What are you looking at? Keep the audience invested. Tell us what you're doing.
I was reading it and then you interrupted me. All right.
Explain what you're doing before you just start going off on about it.
Quiet peasant. If you're listening, you would have known. All right. We're at the Cooper Institute standards. We have a chart of male 20 to 29 years old. All right, point value 30 to that's 30.3 inches. That's 20 points if you jump 30.3 inches. All right. 1 minute sit-ups, 55 sit-ups. That's easy. All right. 300-meter run, 42.6 seconds. And that can be done. 100 push-ups in a minute, that's 20. All right. And 1.5-mile run. Easy right there. Easy money.
I mean, this is a decent list, but I still feel like this is a good baseline to
But I
work
wonder,
with.
like, do they do it like yearly or do they?
There's no fucking way.
I mean,
There's no.
there's no way they do it year, unless that guy's just like high enough rank where he could just like write off his fitness test. Like, yep, I passed it.
Well, I'm still also fucked. You need to, a good physical baseline in order to be able to do your job. I think there should be more emphasis on cardio.
Oh, for
Maybe like
sure, yeah.
or
I mean,
sprint.
maybe. I think it should be like
All right.
balanced.
When I'm talking, let me speak, and then you can say your piece.
All right,
We'll
buddy.
go with
All right, buddy.
the 1.5 mile run. I think that's good because you need a good cardio. But realistically, I'd I guess that's where the 300-meter run comes in. It's just short sprints, going as fast as you can for a short distance. Because majority of on-foot chases, I can't imagine are more than a couple of minutes at most. I don't know. I think they have to incorporate some fucking martial arts,
When you're done
wrestling.
talking, I want you to say over now.
Holy shit. Don't be a toxic motherfucker about this. Trying to say something. I've been respectful of when you fucking speak, so let me do the same.
All right. Yeah, so I think it should be like a mix of the two. I mean, because of course you need cardio, but at the same time, you don't have a lot of upper body. You're gonna be reaching for the fucking, lethal, the lethal
Yeah.
shit more quickly than, if you know how to handle someone, then
Less likely to go for the nuclear option.
yeah.
I mean, in your organization, is this kind of similar, or are you guys way more in depth than
Fuck
the
no.
fucking 5 different categories police officers, state troopers have?
All right. I mean, we can pull up. There's a ACFT Army Combat Fitness Test. I'll submit a chart here soon.
Oh,
But yeah, I mean it's every 6 months, so you do it twice a year. And I mean, mind you, you're also doing you're required to do PT every morning anyway, unless
yeah.
you're like obviously like National Guard or you know
Really? They just skip.
reserve. Yeah,
I guess.
because you only show up on the weekends, so then you
Yeah.
still do the ACFT, but it's you're just working out in your own time at that point.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah. Yeah, there's no mandate. See, instead of spending a fucking $1 million, I mean, I know $1 million really doesn't get you much. Like, that could maybe cover my town's PT training expenditure. Get them all a fucking gym membership and make it mandatory.
All right,
Or if they
this
have
might be all right. Sorry,
levels. But now you can go. What are you gonna say?
this might be a little hard to look at, but I just sent it in literally everyone the ACFT PDF. All right, so you have like standing power throw, it's where you're throwing a heavy ball.
Yeah.
Max deadlift. We have a all right. Hand release push up. Sprint drag carry. This isn't in order, I don't think. Is it?
Um,
And then you got a plank right after.
yeah. Plank is.
And then you do a 2 mile run. But you look at the 100 points, they seem higher than like the police standards. So
Yeah. Yeah. If you don't get a certain number of points, you should be fucking.
yeah.
No, I mean, I guess that's a benefit if you're wanting to become a law enforcement officer. This actually reminds me of a fucking story. They really don't like to fire you. They will do everything in their power, unless you do some really heinous shit and fucking everyone hates it. Um, yeah, you're pretty likely to keep your job, or if you resign before getting fired, then another department can hire you. There was a officer in San Diego, I believe. Um, this woman had a warrant for her arrest. They pick her up, and then she starts talking about her boyfriend, and then she says that she feels really lonely, and then she says that, well, we could fuck right now, and then
Oh yeah.
on body cam the officer says, don't talk about that, everything's being recorded for your and mine safety.
Yeah, and they can just freely shut it off whenever they want.
Yep, yeah, he just fucking turns it off, and then GPS of the vehicle shows that they were parked somewhere for about an hour before he called another officer to come assist him because he was trapped in the back seat of his own cruiser with the person that he just arrested.
Yeah.
Just fucking, and he's not fired.
Yeah, and then when the fucking coworker walks up, he's like, opens up the door for him. You know, he doesn't. He tells him, "All right, don't say anything yet. My body cam's still on." And then he shuts off his body cam.
Here, Molly, can you grab the ball?
It's just entirely corrupt.
It's corrupt, but if you're wanting job security, it's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, you get fired from one place, another place will just pick you up regardless.
Hey.
But yeah, speaking of fitness standards, ACFT, police officers, we do have a caller today, and that is Miyamoto. He is returning again, first time for this season.
Hell yeah, it's been a while.
It has been.
I got a lyric quote to him as soon as he joins. It'll be good.
All right. Let's hop in now.
Hell yeah. Hello.
Hello.
All right, welcome to the Opinion Planet podcast.
Thank you. It's good to be back. It's been a while.
Jesus Christ, what are you drinking? Are you drinking Land Shark?
Oh, yeah, that's interesting that you knew that off of...
I heard the bottle. I can smell it through the microphone.
Yes, everything I do is brought to you by Land Shark, the greatest beer.
Land Shark? What is that?
Actually brewed by Anheuser-Busch.
I did try looking...
It is marketed as an island lager. But it's pretty much Corona, but a lot better.
It is. I tried looking for it on Leave, and it's not in Minnesota.
I've only ever been able to find it like on the East Coast or around any sort of military installations.
Oh shit! I might have to stop by the National Guard post every now and then just for a Land Shark.
What's it taste like? What is it? What are the hints? What are the notes?
It's almost. I want to say it's like almost fruity. It still tastes like a beer, but it's got notes of like fruitiness. I wouldn't say sweet. It just kind of has a more tropical taste to it.
I don't know. To me, it just tastes like like a slightly more palatable Corona.
Coronas are okay. I mean,
or a less intense Modelo.
Yeah, Modelo, Blue Moon, Angry Orchard. I'm fucking basic. It's apple juice, but beer. I like it.
I think that the best thing about these is the price. You get a 6-pack of these for $10.39.
Damn.
And then when you get a 12-pack, for whatever reason, it's only $13.50.
You know why they do that though? It's like the movie theaters. Large is like
right.
It's just like a couple cents more.
Right. The only thing is in this case, you're getting 6 more beers for like an additional $3.
I mean, that means all that means that you're overpaying for
the
6-pack.
Exactly. But that does also mean that you feel better about yourself drinking more beer. You're like, I'm saving money.
Yeah, exactly. It enhances.
When I go to try to get help for alcoholism later, I'll be like, but I was saving money in the long run.
Well, you don't need help for it, all right? You can just self-medicate your way out of it, probably.
Right, but when I feel bad about drinking beer, I'll drink liquor to counteract that.
Do you feel bad about drinking beer?
No, I don't.
Okay, that's I was gonna say.
I thought about getting alcohol, but I'm gonna stifle it out for these next couple of episodes.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know.
You just wanna. It's just more fun to be sober.
When you stop doing something for a period of time and then you get it again, like a couple months or so, it just feels so much better. Or I could just keep upping the dose. But
I guess trying to live an abstemious lifestyle can be good for some people, but I'm gonna go ahead and just shy away from that and give myself the luxury of having a beer or 6
every
or
day,
36 or the beer per day thing really doesn't matter too much.
it's like
I every time I drink a beer, I'm like I could be smoking crack, but I'm drinking beer instead, so
but
it's
instead you're,
healthier.
drinking like 4 loaves of bread.
I mean, it's healthy.
Is it?
It's a good way
It's
to, well, actually, it's not a good way to lose weight.
No,
Uh,
it isn't
it's
at all.
not.
it's not, but
if you only drink beer, right? No food, nothing. It'd be terrible. You'd feel like shit all day.
You're just
so
gonna be a
the-
colonizer at that point.
All of
the idea behind uh this will take an interesting turn, I think. So the idea behind beer, right? You said yourself it's comparable to eating a loaf of bread, right? A 6 pack is what did we do? I think we had a conversation about it in the past.
Yeah, we
It's an
have.
equivalent to like 2 loaves of bread or something like that. Well, the idea is right is that it has a lot of carbs in it. Your
Yeah.
body uses carbohydrate to create energy, so technically it's an energy drink. So I'm just taking care of myself.
Well, yeah, that's why you pop one in the morning before you feel
Right.
like fucking
But
manual.
before work.
It gives you a bit of a, okay, let's get this shit done mentality, and also gives your body some nutrients. It's good.
Exactly. So when I'm drinking and driving, I'm doing it to stay awake and focus.
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on the type of drunk you are. I was talking to a buddy of mine. He, like, if he has 1 beer or 2 beers, I guess for him, like, he can get tipsy. If he doesn't keep it going, he'll pass right the fuck out. If he doesn't keep his drunk escalating and pushing it more and more, liquor just knocks him out, apparently. And that's really interesting because I'm the opposite. I get a little tipsy, I feel fucking wide awake. I have no desire. If I lay in bed, I'll fall asleep, but I have no desire to hit the hay. What? What was funny about saying hit the hay? All right.
I've just never heard you say those
All right.
words before.
I'm
So,
educated. I've been
A
watching.
bottle of beer is about like two loaves of or two bread slices.
Right.
Apparently, like it equates to it.
I think we decided that there's roughly
It's like a half a loaf of
oh,
bread for a 6 pack.
right. It's a half a loaf of bread for a 6 pack. So I've got a 12 pack in my fridge. So you're looking at about a loaf of bread in there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, who cares?
I mean, it's not horrible. I mean, it's not good for you, but it's not like
Are you
the worst thing ever.
using this math to make you feel better about yourself, or is it supposed to try and deter you?
What?
The loaf of bread, like math that you have, is it supposed to like make you feel better about it, or are you trying to?
I guess in a way it's to make everybody else think that it's okay. If I don't use it in terms like the loaf of bread terms, I use it in the energy drink form, and I don't really have much room to argue.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you think
Your
about
body
things
uses
differently,
carbohydrates for energy, so I'm like, hey, I'm just providing my body with the necessary energy to function.
it's kind of like the demon core, right? If you don't think about it too much, just like a menial thing you do.
I guess, except one of these things gives you radiation poisoning, and one of them just tastes good and makes me feel better. And I was talking about licking the demon core, obviously, because that's something that I do in my free time.
Yeah.
You have access.
I do naturally. I actually created one in my closet. Um, I don't know why they were complaining about the whole screwdriver thing. It's really not that hard to keep it,
One day.
gapped
Just watch out.
correctly.
One day it'll happen.
And nobody's gonna know about it. A lot of people are just gonna be dead all of a
There's just
sudden,
gonna
and
be a
they'll
couple
probably,
people that like
you
live
know,
around you that like their fucking skin just starts peeling and like what? So they start
right.
moisturizing it for a couple of days, but that doesn't work. So
And then one day they go to put moisturizer on, and it just peels back, all of the meat on their arm.
and then
It happens. It's not like that's
Yeah.
the first time it would have happened. I'm not going to admit to trying to build any sort of thermonuclear device in my room.
Right. I mean,
because
I guess
that's a crime.
Speaking of peeling, let's peel back to the topics a little bit. We're talking about fat police officers.
Right, yeah. That was interesting. It's funny that you mentioned the ACFT. I was hoping that you would, because I was listening to that, and I was like, well, I mean, you think about it. So you had mentioned that there was, what was it, 55 push-ups in a minute for was it state troopers to do?
Yeah, it was the Minnesota State Troopers.
Which is kind of insane, because if you think about the ACFT, right, the max is like anywhere from 60 to 62 push-ups, but you have 2 minutes to complete that. Granted,
true.
they're a different form of push-up, but even when it was the APFT, the Army Physical Fitness Test, it was normal push-ups. You still had 2 minutes to complete 60 push-ups.
Mm-hmm.
So they cut the time in half, but kept the push-ups relatively the same. If you think about actually doing the 55 push-ups in 60 seconds, that's pretty quick.
Yeah.
Now,
I think it's good.
The sit-ups kind of follow the same thing. I mean, even the Rangers have to do 63 sit-ups in 2 minutes, which is kind of interesting. That's like bare minimum. That's not really like, that's what they advertise for selection, but you're not getting selected if that's all you can do.
I was gonna say that doesn't sound like a lot.
Right. It's they make it sound feasible so that they get more volunteers to try. But if you go in there and you're like, I did 63 sit-ups, I'm good. You're not getting selected. That's not how that works.
I mean,
that would be like.
Oh, this is pretty similar to like a military academy, at least the sit-ups. But I don't know.
Right.
I've never heard of vertical jump.
That is interesting. I mean, practicing jumping the fence.
Yeah, that's all I can think of.
I suppose. I personally, and I can speak for ISP, Idaho State Police. Most of them look like they couldn't hurdle a fence, let alone slide across the hood of their cruiser.
Yeah.
You know, so
that one's the most crucial part of training, is sliding across the hood.
I don't think that they are upkeeping the standards of their physical fitness like they should. I think they probably focus too much on like weapons proficiency, and I think Amadeus, you kind of mentioned it earlier, is that because they're lacking physically, they're more inclined to go for the aggressive option, or the nuclear option, I think is what you said.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think it kind of follows the same thing, is if they're not pushing that physical aspect, then nobody's going to want to get in a physical altercation.
Yeah.
Because they're not confident in their physical skills, so they're like, I'm just going to use the great equalizer and mag dump this 13-year-old child in the chest because
it's kind of like
shot me with a pellet gun.
Yeah, it's the female cop thing. Right?
Best case scenario, they cast fucking lightning bolt on you, and that's your best case scenario. It's not
lightning bolt is the best case scenario. The worst case scenario is they use a lot of thunderclap and flash canisters in your face, and then I don't know if you've seen the aftermath of getting stunned or like flashbanged or concussed with a grenade, but it blows your eardrums out and you're leaking fluid from your ears.
That sounds really fucking.
And then it causes permanent ocular damage for like the rest of your life.
Nice.
And so where I don't know if you saw, there was a video a while ago with a SWAT team. They raided the wrong house.
Yeah.
So they smashed the door in, and what did they use? They used flashbangs and stun grenades on this family. And so they get all this permanent damage and stuff like that, and then naturally it probably gets swept under the rug to some degree.
Yeah, I remember hearing about a fucking baby that got flashbanged.
Right, yeah. And they're sticking an MP5 in a little kid's face, talking about don't move. I was like, well, I don't think the kid's going to do anything.
You don't know who that baby's going to grow up to be, all right? They probably know more than you.
Well, now that baby's going to grow up and hate police.
Yeah.
Probably, because, his mom, dad, sister, grandma got flashbanged, and then,
He's got fucking permanent
Only if
damages.
people tell him
Right.
what
He's
happened.
gonna
Oh,
fucking-
it's all over YouTube and everything. I mean, of course he's gonna see it. He's
I
gonna
mean,
be
I
like,
hope
"That's the
nobody
house
tells
that I
him.
grew up in."
So like he kind of like comes across it in the future. Like, what the fuck?
They had to have gotten a settlement from it. I'm gonna look it up.
It wouldn't surprise me if they got like a hush settlement or something like that.
Yeah.
You would, yeah. I'm sure that the officers involved probably got like a suspension or something like that.
Oh, this year? Fuck. I suppose it's been like 6 months since January, but
Yeah.
still.
It's insane. We're in the middle of the month now, huh?
January.
Middle of the
10th.
year.
Hey,
I was gonna say it's definitely the first of the month.
Yeah. First of the month.
we will look for it.
But yeah, I think that they don't focus enough on, and it's kind of the same thing for the military too. But the military teaches you to overcome an issue as quickly as possible with the least amount of resources necessary. That's training. Obviously, when it's a real scenario and you're getting, you're receiving small arms fire from like a building or something, they drop 1,000-pound JDAM on the house and level it
Yeah, you just
because
call on God
that's
from
an
above.
appropriate response to one man with an AK shooting
Hey,
from a doorway.
disproportionate force. All right, we have the money. Why not?
Whatever.
Why not?
We might, but in the long term, if you're telling taxpayers that every time that somebody fires a weapon at them, they're dropping $125,000 bomb on somebody to kill one person, and then that's not even the aftermath of that. That's they level that house, right, that hut with that person, and then somebody's upset about it, and they go to their village elder or whatever, and they complain about it, and the elder says, "Oh, that was some holy ground that you just put a crater in," and now they're demanding like $3 million in reparations, and then the U.S. being the cucks and spineless people that we are, we just fork it over, and I could go down that rabbit hole for a while.
I mean, we could just hand it over, or we could just. I mean, it is weird because we could just say no.
You could, you could just be like, no, that guy was firing at us.
And
we can't
what are you
just
gonna do?
take that.
And
I
attempt to-
mean, we could probably start by not overreacting. I mean, I think the U.S. is pretty good at that.
Yeah. I think
You know.
Israel might need to take a couple steps back in that regard. But
I think a lot of people need to just like take a step back, reevaluate what's actually worth causing issues over.
This is worth causing issues over. Again, anecdotal, but I got fucking words hurt shit.
My
Your transgender cat Siamese identifies as black but acts Chinese. Yeah, this is only on it's my For You page, alright? TikTok is trying to tell me something. I should be upset about this.
this is something that popped up on your For You page?
Yeah, it's Eminem's new song, Houdini. This is one of his bars, one of his lines. I've just been getting so many fucking videos of Funk posted again. Eminem's threatening to release new music. It's funny.
That's an interesting line.
No, it's good. I love TikTok. Keeps me happy. Keeps me informed. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, that looks like Aristocats, but I'm not entirely
it's
sure.
Lady and the Tramp.
Okay.
It's the classic, racist Siamese cat song. I mean, apparently it was racist to a chunk of people. Apparently.
Do you ever just think that never mind. I'm not gonna.
Is that Aristocats?
Yeah, it's a similar art style, right?
Right,
It's pretty comparable because of the time period that it was released, but
Yeah. That's great.
Now that I look at this one more, I can see the differences side
If
by
you're ever
side.
curious, we are on literally everyone in our Opinion Planet podcast Discord, so that's what we're referencing. We're talking about random shit sometimes.
You have a whole fucking shebang. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I noticed on here, right, me being a watcher, a viewer, if you will, I see that Liquid Death is on here as far as the topics. So what about Liquid Death specifically?
It's interesting.
Yeah. Do you remember the whole Pepsi scandal back in the 90s about them offering a Harrier jet? If you
Yes, yeah.
on Pepsi points, someone did it. They said, "Nah, fuck you. We were joking." So Liquid Death is doing. I saw it on a fucking YouTube advertisement. They literally start off by mentioning the whole '90s thing, but they're selling a what was it L-39 something? I don't know planes. It's like a $400,000-$600,000 plane. It's nothing crazy. It's not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, similar. It's like an actual fucking.
And are they actually giving that away?
Yep. Also, the first 6 months of hangar rental space is free as well.
So it seems like you could spend an ungodly amount of money on Liquid Death cans, and
The limit.
this would still be worth it.
Yeah, they did say in the advertisement that the limit is 400 cans or 400 points per person. But if you just have like a group of people that are all trying to do this, it doesn't really fucking matter. But
I mean, yeah, I don't see it. Like me personally, I'm not gonna gatekeep a jet and a hangar and be like, I mean, I don't even have a pilot's license, right? So, like, I'm not gonna be like, yeah, I won this jet. I'm just gonna not let anybody fly the thing.
yeah,
We're gonna
this
do it.
fucking guy? Like this,
I don't know. I just keep finding him in here. We're
this
gonna
No,
do it though. We're gonna rebrand it. We're
have
gonna
any of
repaint
you
it.
ever tried Liquid Death?
I steal
Yes.
that shit all the
I
time. It is good
have.
water.
Okay, yeah. So before, first of all, let me give a shout out to their marketing team because when they first dropped Liquid Death, and I don't know if you guys saw like the early commercials that they did when they were trying to drum up their initial business. Those
Yeah,
ads were fantastic. They were hilarious.
yeah.
And then I had never tried it. Eventually, I went to go and I saw it, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And I grabbed it, and when I drank it, I don't know why, but I thought that it was going to be carbonated.
Yeah, they kind of look
Okay,
like
yeah.
they would be. Some of them are.
Like, I know that they said that it was just water, but I don't know, something
It's
about it being in
yeah.
the way the can looked. I just thought it was going to be carbonated.
Yeah, they were just
It was
fucking with
just
you.
extremely disappointing.
Uh, uh, I'll be honest. The water itself is extremely underwhelming, but
I mean, it's water.
It's yeah.
it's a can of water. You
Yeah.
know,
The
I
only
bought it more so because of the marketing than anything else. So they're doing
Yeah.
their job well,
Yeah.
but
I mean, it's when I was stealing that shit because there's no fucking way. I like you need water. I'm not paying $14 for 12 cans of water.
right.
I'm not fucking doing it. But I do like metal cans to sip water out of. The water just feels colder than a fucking plastic bottle. Just feels nice.
I
Yeah.
couldn't get past the and this. I guess this is another. I guess I'm just glazing Liquid Death at this point, but
Hell yeah.
um, I was surprised at the lack of taste that the water had, especially since it was in a can. Most of the water that you drink, whether it's out of a bottle, you drink water out of a bottle, you can tell the difference between Dasani and like Arrowhead,
Yeah.
or you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
Deer Park and Aquafina. You can taste the difference, and Liquid Death just tastes like nothing.
That's good. I mean, I think their whole gimmick was, it's supposed to be better for the environment because it's metal, but I mean, you still have that plastic lining in there, so I don't know.
There's also, I remember I watched a fucking YouTube video about it, how the aluminum recycling industry is not, it's not perfect. Nothing fucking is.
I mean, yeah, nothing is
Still
perfect,
got
but
some issues, but
I would have to go out on a liberal limb and say at least they're trying.
yeah, I would say that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've tried their flavored sparkling waters, and I still opt for like LaCroix. All right,
I can't
LaCroix's.
stand it. Yeah.
I am
Water.
gonna probably shit on you for that for your entire existence because the fact that their bottling plan or canning plan for LaCroix is to have a coconut hanging from a string somewhere in the plant while
Hey,
they're canning this stuff and then
all
have the nerve to call it flavored water is insane.
all I want is just like a little bit of the flavor. All right, that's all I want. I don't want
Then,
like
then, then,
Liquid
then
Death
I guess
tries a
they
little too
market
hard.
it just for you.
They do because it's you know it's
I don't.
it's about
It's such a. The flavor is such a tease that it's annoying.
the
It
flavor.
infuriates me.
The name of it literally derives from St. Croix River, all right, which is around Minnesota, so that's close enough for me.
Like they're edging my taste buds at this point. Like, give me the full flavor or give me nothing. Don't give me like a little. This is what it could have been, but we're not going to let you have it.
What do you want? A fucking like coconut, like an entire coconut drink, or what? Let's drink a coconut.
Just drink.
I'm really glad that there's coconuts available to me. You know, readily available at the store that I go to.
All right, well,
When the entire marketing plan of these gas stations within a fucking 25-mile radius is cigarettes, Zyn, chewing tobacco, and alcohol.
just order
No,
coconuts
no.
off of Amazon.
In fucking Minnesota, the gas stations here, they're about a family, all right? You feel like you're walking into home, your second home, when
No,
you
you
go to a
don't.
fucking Quick Trip.
Nope.
Yeah, see, I walk into the Scotchman over there on Yadkin Road, and I feel like I'm about to walk into a felony going
That's
into
awesome.
that store.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
I feel
fucking
like I'm
dox
gonna
us, why don't you?
witness a felony or uh dox who?
Just dox yourself, bro.
Yeah.
How did I
speaking,
dox myself?
You just name dropped
speaking of
name dropped a
felonies,
rogue.
how excited are you guys to have our first black president? I'm excited.
What?
We'll see. I was talking about Yadkin Road and Southern Pines.
Oh, okay. All right.
You know,
Yeah.
34 felonies, like 3 baby mamas. That was a joke. Whatever. It's not funny.
I don't know what you're
I
talking
was,
about.
I was saying, are we excited to have a first black president again?
First black president again.
Yeah.
So Trump is more of our Black Air Force One black president, whereas Obama was the White Air Force black president. So
Okay.
I can see it.
that's the way that I choose to view
Yeah.
it as.
I think so this is good. This gives the Biden family motivation to make sure that the harshest possible sentence is handed out. So that
No.
way, you can't come back and prosecute them for whatever fucking thing. I think it's a bit ridiculous.
I hope
Not
that
trial itself. I think that's completely fair. Whatever. You didn't report that you paid off your fucking porn star with campaign finances.
I
Just
hope
yeah,
that it actually goes through and he ends up in prison. All right.
Yeah, but-
So we can just go by purely like Airbud laws. Like technically it doesn't say anywhere that he can't be president from prison, so
yeah. He'll just go on the weekends. All right, that's how he'll do it.
So he'll give the inaugural address on a Teams call or like a Zoom call or something.
Yeah.
From his cell.
No,
Now,
it'd be great.
mind you, he's not going to a real cell if he goes to prison. He's going to like the Hollywood prison.
Yeah, of
where all
course. He's
the
gonna
rich
get,
people go to. He's going to be confined to a 1,500-acre lot.
Oh
Like,
my
you can't
god,
yeah,
leave
he's
this
gonna get
place.
house
Fucking
arrest
Jimmy-
or some sort of resort that Jimmy McGill goes to in the end of
Right.
Better Call Saul.
You know, he's gonna be forced to go to like a Diddy party once a week or something like that. Like,
I want to look up the Taft Correctional Institution in California. Okay. I was just my fucking the Jordan Belfort guy when he got caught for his scams and Ponzi scheme type shit. He just got a fucking 22 months of stealing like 200 million from investors. And it was just,
yeah.
fucking, it's a resort type prison. Seems nice. No, I think it's good. I think it makes this election exciting. It really doesn't change anyone's mind. It's just further digging people into their heels. The people that
Right.
hate him, it's like good. Justice was served. We win. And the people that love him Okay, our correct system is showing itself. We really need him in office.
Everything was rigged.
Yeah, I wonder like what's gonna happen if he loses again. You know,
It was rigged.
it was rigged. You get
That's what
another
we
angry mob of people somewhere else.
Yeah. No, it was watching his fucking statement after the verdict was read. I want to pull it up so I don't misquote him here, but something about it rubbed me the wrong way. As in, I don't take no for an answer. I will call.
I will
Are you
cause
talking about like
problems.
all the way back then,
um,
or is this like
yes,
recent?
like when he lost the 2020 election,
Yeah.
there were kind of hints of that, but also with his current statement. Let me pull it up again. I don't know, something. I got the vibes of No, I don't want fucking Jimmy Kimmel telling me his thoughts on the statement. Just give me the fucking statement. I hate this shit. Fuck YouTube. All right,
Jimmy
YouTube
Kimmel
is
is
liberal
nothing.
propaganda at this point. I can't find any. It's fucking CNN, MSNBC, ABC, NBC,
Look up Fox News.
Fox
Don't
News.
don't 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 forget NPR. NPR's in there too.
Holy shit.
You know,
Okay.
speaking of NPR, I actually do have this bit pulled up about Trump being found guilty on 34 felony accounts, and then you can read the
I'm gonna.
counts here.
How do I? Okay, I'm gonna mute myself from you guys real quick just so I can listen to the clip. I will be
Okay.
back when I'm.
Also, paste it into literal everyone.
Yeah.
All right.
The former president expected to.
He
address
definitely
the
didn't
Capitol.
mute himself.
I muted him. All right. But we're not gonna steal from news sources.
But let's
today.
watch the former president.
But yeah, if you're on our Discord, you could pop on in and check out what we're looking at right now.
So I'll save that for a little bit later. That this one was an interesting one, and I'm glad you put this on here as a topic. The sad soul that video called into court
Yeah.
for suspended license driving,
That one, yeah.
and video called while he was driving, video calling the judge while he was on a suspended license, and you could just see the way that the judge was absolutely dumbfounded. There's no way that you are driving with a suspended license, video calling me
That looked
driving.
like Key and Peele bit. He's like, I'm pulling in right now.
He said, right, almost there, right. Okay. And then he's like, and then what did he tell him? That he's gonna, what they were going to, I can't remember the court term for it, but they were gonna postpone and do it at a later time. And he was like, you're probably gonna end up being found guilty. And then the guy was like, oh.
No,
at the end,
he said, yeah, he's definitely guilty. You know, he looked at his record. He's like, he's driving without a suspended license. Yeah, this is pretty much over. Turn yourself in to
that's what it
the
was. Yeah,
jail
turn
at
yourself
6 p.m.
in.
today.
And he's like, oh.
Yeah, the lawyer's like, yeah,
Like,
I'm gonna be
I
calling
am
you after
so
this.
sorry that it was an inconvenience. I don't know where he thought that driving and video calling.
Yeah,
like,
how did it blow him away? Like that was like.
This shit is funny. I love it.
That's a guy that doesn't know the cause and effect.
Yeah.
Maybe he thought
of the world.
his license gets suspended next week.
What?
You know.
Bring
Maybe
Molly.
he was waiting for the EXO to approve it or something.
Yeah. I was just gonna bring
Waiting
Molly.
for like a signature. Oh yeah, he was waiting for like an email, phone call saying, "Hey, buddy, your license is suspended now." So don't.
Yeah, he tried to like speak his piece a couple
What
of times.
are we
but they're
talking
like,
about?
Right. He's like, I had to go to the doctor's office. I have an appointment.
Hello.
You know the
Yeah.
judge doesn't care.
We're talking about the suspended license.
Yeah. No, there was a man was convicted for whatever fucking crime. His license was suspended or is suspended, and he hops on the Zoom Discord meeting with the judge while driving.
Suspended license, yeah.
Just funny.
Video calling while he was in court for driving with suspended license.
It was pretty funny. Yeah, your journalist is back from the front lines. ABC.
I did think that was.
Yeah, I could hear it.
Ridiculous. So I noticed that they're going with a diversity theme for this Liquid Death ad campaign.
I mean,
that,
I guess you could say that about any ad, right? You know, as long as there's an ethnic person in there.
But I noticed that the 3 different examples that you pulled up are all of ethnic.
It was just that one guy that kept popping up. All right, there was other pictures too.
Is this a meme, or is that their?
I have no idea.
Is that their campaign idea to have this individual?
No, there's like he must have been like the person in the video. I thought there's another one with a female somewhere, but I mean, there's this guy too. Does that make you feel better?
That's a lot better. Yeah, I just
awesome.
I want to make sure that they're not trying to.
They're not trying too hard.
How do I want to phrase this? George Floyd their way out of this,
What do you mean by that?
What does that mean?
Well, it's going to be a rigged competition. There's going to be an ethnic person that probably wins it. Actually, no, there's no chance. No, I don't see.
No.
Honestly, I don't see black people drinking water out of a can.
Yeah. Apparently, I was listening to fucking.
That one's kind of freaky. And it's the choice of a new generation. That last bit kind of sounds a little bit Germany 1939-ish.
Gen Z.
Got me a little concerned there. They're like, this is what we drink, and if you don't, then you're not one of us. If you're not one of us, then you're none of us.
It's the last right.
And they're gonna choose the liquid death hill to die on.
Yeah. No, it's the popular podcast
kind
water.
of scary. I like how this is
people in
it's like Photoshop pasted over a can that almost looks like it could be a liquid death can. Right behind it, which is interesting.
All right. Yeah, it is the podcast water. We actually tried like one of the first iterations of the podcast that we did. There's like different websites you can do. I think it's like Podcorn, and you can get like different. If you're slightly big, you can still get sponsors for it. And I kept like going for the Liquid Death just because we have that little tradition in the beginning of our podcast.
Yeah.
It's our iconic thing. You pop one open, could be any drink as long as it's in a can. Could be Liquid Death one day, but
you're making me want to go and buy.
But they're playing games. This could be us, but you're playing.
Yeah. No, to circle back and just elaborate on the point I mentioned earlier for the whole Trump thing. The thing that sounded off to me was that he was saying that the whole thing was a move by Biden to disgrace his political candidacy.
Speaking of drinks, I need to grab another one.
What the fuck? Am I muted still?
Since
you're not.
Join. What?
Am I muted on your end?
I'm not what?
Oh shit! Can you hear Amadeus?
No. Oh, I muted him still. Oh,
my god! I've been trying to figure that out because you've been talking over him.
I am so sorry. I had you muted because you were playing the video over the. It's my fault. I was wondering why NoCam was speaking the way he was. I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm actually on cocaine right now, so I'm hearing voices.
I mean, I want to try it again and get an actual experience this time, but
Liquid Death, right?
Yeah, No, I want to try cocaine. I've heard it's fun. There is a Norwegian, or not Norwegian, Dutch YouTube channel called Drugs Lab. This is a YouTube channel that was funded by the Dutch government, where there's like three hosts and they explain various substances. They talk about them, the effects, what to look out for, how to properly dose, and then they take them on camera and they just film themselves having a fucking reaction.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. That's how the Dutch government handles drug education. They post it to fucking YouTube and they give you information. They make it seem kind of cool. You know, if you know what you're doing, you can have fun with it, or not for some of the substances. But there's one video where the guy host, he's just going fucking line after fucking line. Like, I should probably stop, but I kind of really like how I'm feeling, so I'm gonna do more coke. It got me in the coke spirit. You know, I want a fucking white Christmas.
That's
Seems
interesting. The Norwegian government made you want coke?
The Dutch government, but
Dutch
yes.
government, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was looking at the Gym Bag Bob cat. And I instantly
So,
yes.
sorry. Was trying to find a very specific. It's right. Jeez, there we go. There we go. So I was wondering, since you're bringing up them
Yeah.
testing, and I was wondering if they were, naturally, me being a fentanyl fanatic.
Yeah.
Fenty
You know.
fanatic?
Fed fanatic. The Fetty Foal.
Exactly. Yeah. That's personally one of my favorite poses for pictures.
It is.
I would pay money
Yeah.
to see you do that in person. I think it'd be
I like I like that
I'd
pose.
like to think NoCam's gotten pretty good at it, actually.
It's like
from what I've seen, it looks really real.
Good. All right, I'm a method actor, but
Right, he's like that
You're a
wasn't.
method actor?
I wasn't
Yes, so
faking it.
yeah, I leave work and then I do Fent, and then I look at myself, like I record myself, and then I review the footage.
That's good.
I wonder, like, does that like feel better for them to like fold like that, or are they actually sleeping, standing?
I think it's kind of just loss of motor function, or like not all of your motor function, but most of it, and so
Yeah.
you're kind of 50-50, barely hanging on.
Yeah.
To the gas
kind of
station.
understand it.
That's horrible.
I've taken opiates, Xanax before. I wasn't that fucked, but like I kind of know. I can see how the zombie feeling that you get on opiates. If you crank that shit up to 11, you'll just get this.
Yeah.
Maybe some
it's
so annoyed. Imagine you take some drugs, you're gonna have a fucking great time. No, the dealer fucking hates you. You got his shit from Colombia, not the good Colombia. You got Fenny, you're good. Like so. So yeah, if you're gonna take drugs, be smart about it. Or, we could just have. Actually, no. Government will fuck it up no matter what. Make it illegal, it's stupid. Make it legal, it's fucking stupid. There is no winning.
Yo.
Paris was going to fuck the KitchenAid again.
Wonderful.
Yeah, that guy's somewhere else.
He's fucking a hole, man. He's enjoying himself.
He's in a club right now in his head.
I'm envious. I wish I had that mental power right there.
Fuck. It's reminding me of like walking around Minneapolis, what it's like dark out when I was still in college.
Yeah. This is what Trump will deliver us from. No.
I don't know. Deliver us from, or deliver it to your doorstep. One or the other. You could go either way.
No, Biden's the one, because fucking Hunter Biden. Miyamoto, you might know this. Have you heard of Afro Man?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, everyone knows that song. Da-na-na-na-na, and then I got high.
Right.
Fucking. It's not AI generated, which is surprising because there's been a lot of good AI generated songs. Drake, but what was the song? I'm gonna pull up the lyrics real quick. It's fucking amazing. I love music, alright? Yeah, by Afroman, Hunter Got High, official video. And are you gonna post the lyrics?
Oh, you know what? I did hear that. I did hear that from one of my coworkers. Had it on repeat when I
Yeah,
was on a Discord call with him, and so I heard it like 15 or 17 times.
yeah. He was gonna get his laptop fixed, but Hunter got high. He wasn't gonna show all them dick pics, but Hunter got high. He should have let Hillary bleach the whole hard drive, but Hunter got high. I thought it was funny, right? This is good political. I would love political diss tracks. Look at that. That'd be good.
Donald Trump making a
You sound like a Trump star right now.
All right.
Well, I
Riddle me
mean,
this. Riddle me this, motherfuckers. Who wins in
uh,
a round? Donald Trump or Joe Biden? Who can? Obviously, they both have ghostwriters. All right, let's be fucking real. But who can say it better? Who can sing it better?
well, you'd have to get Biden to be, competent and like cognitive enough to be able to speak anything that would be on his mind
Have it be a
in
rhythmic.
some sort of coherent fashion. Otherwise, he's going to look like this last guy that's over here on the pole.
What if the next political debate between the two, they're pulling the Fent full?
That'd be.
They're the two people at the gas station counter.
I would love to watch the next two political competitors. Rather than doing like a political debate, they just get up there, they take Fent on stage, and the last one standing is your president.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of the same at this point. So I mean, I think I'd say it's kind of like a 50-50 at that point.
Prove to me that you're different, that you're built different.
And if
Take
they
fentanyl
both
and survive.
lose, the next president is everyone on OPP, and it's just a board of people that make decisions.
It's an oligarchy.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is a very disturbing picture.
I can't find
Why
the actual
the fuck
thing I was
is
looking
that?
for, so this is what we get instead.
That's
No, that's good. I think we're in agreement. I kind of want to look into it more. I still haven't heard him talk a lot, but since I've been driving, I was in South Dakota last week. I was listening to the Joe Rogan Experience, particularly the episode with Robert F. Kennedy, who hasn't dropped out yet. He's still technically in running, and he might actually be able to be a part of one of the debates, if not both of them.
That could be good.
I don't think he'll win, but I think that would be good. I would fucking love that. It would be a three-way presidential debate. All right, one's an actual independent candidate. Not gonna win. I'll still fucking
definitely not, but it's unfortunate. He's either going to go on a vacation that he'll never return from, or he will just drop out.
It's the last name. Something bad's gonna happen to him.
Yeah,
all
that's
Right.
He's fucked. Speaking of, or never mind. What were you gonna say?
Oh no, I was just gonna make a shitty joke about expanding minds.
Well, speaking of getting fucked, we have been about an hour into the podcast. I think it is time for a break.
Yeah, I need to cool off. I was getting ready to fucking scream some slurs at you, Miyamoto. I was.
I was wondering why No Cam was just sitting there in silence for long periods of time, and then would say like one word. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that goes to show that I have the mental capacity of this man on the pole here.
Good.
Well then,
That's an IQ of a genius. That's 170. All right,
we'll be back after this.
Sick of hearing about Skibbity Toilet, Joe Biden talking about some kind of shadow kush, and even seeing Subway Surfers on the bottom half of your screen? Well, in fact, this might not actually be your fault. A new study was published in the American Journal of Bullshit Science that details the effects of brain rot happening to your brain, and how susceptible even normal, healthy adults are. It's not your fault, just blame the companies that enable you. Sharon Salt and Patrick Pepper Law Firm have recently filed a class action lawsuit against major tech companies such as TikTok and Meta, claiming that they knowingly and maliciously put brain rot content onto your phone to weaken your already weak mind and make you act in ways that you normally never would. Have you seen your younger sibling spouting random nonsense? Your parents and teachers being even more cringe than they normally are? Then you and your loved ones might be entitled to about $22, enough to cover the cost of a few McChickens at McDonald's. Please, if you have noticed any of your family members acting out of the ordinary and suspect that they are under the influence of brain rot, contact the Salt and Pepper Law Firm at 505-305-4455. Again, that's 505-503-4455. Don't be a victim. Be the aggressor.
And now, we return to our hosts.
I know, that's why I caught myself saying, and to anybody listening.
All right,
was like-
we've returned to
I
our
didn't
show.
recur. Yeah. Never
We're-
forget fucking Taliban. Guy in an orange suit and just a knife to the It's fucking. It's wild, man.
That has no significance. Nobody knows what you're talking about now.
You guys
No.
have. I can't even.
Have you
find
not
it.
seen the orange jumpsuit, the Taliban guy, or the dude that gets
No,
run
he
over
just
by
brought
the
that up
tank?
out of nowhere. At least
Well,
to our
no,
viewers.
well, no, I'm just going off of what he's talking about now, because
Yeah.
I'm all for going in a random direction. I'd love to talk about it.
No,
I mean-
for context, we were talking about Live Leak and how it's not around anymore
Biting
inside.
the
And
curb sheen.
It should be. It should be. Live Leak was the greatest humbler to mankind. That's another thing I heard. So I was over at one of the stores, and this dude was on the phone talking to somebody, and he was like, "Man, I would have beat him up. I don't care if he had a knife."
Okay.
To anybody listening, if you get in a fight and the other person has a knife, just stop fighting.
Don't do
Yeah,
it.
that's what Live Leak was great about. I watched countless videos of people getting in fights. The guy pulls the knife out, and the other dude thinks he's, Jason Bourne
Yeah.
or Batman, and the guy stabs him in the jugular so fast that you can't even really see his arm move.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, the dude that's stabbed he's holding his neck, blood's pouring out of his neck, and then he can't do anything but sit down on the floor and then fall over and die in a matter of 15 to 20 seconds.
No,
Yeah,
you could just
fuck.
take the knife from him and then just, or just
Yeah,
like,
no,
use his
definitely,
arm and then just like stab himself in the thigh.
Because the swing speed of a knife is twice as fast as any punch that's been thrown. They're not going to think about that. They're going to be like, man, all I have to do, because I watched Burn Notice, so he told me that if a guy swings a knife at me, I just gotta break his arm, and then I'll be fine.
I'll catch it.
Never
with
mind
my
the fact that
teeth.
he's gonna stab me through the hand with a 6-inch serrated knife, and it's gonna go straight through my fucking palm.
Yeah.
No, I've seen action movies, right? If someone pulls a knife on me,
Right.
I'm gonna take off my belt. I'm gonna fucking smack that shit. They're just gonna be scared shitless, right? I've seen action movies. I know how to use a belt.
Obviously.
They're gonna be looking up at you while like crawling back to the wall, like backwards.
Oh,
And they're
Yeah,
gonna
that-
beg, as you call the police, and you're an
That
upstanding
goes
citizen.
that goes down the same road as that dude that used to give shitty self-defense advice on how to disarm somebody that has a gun pointed at you. If somebody has a gun pointed at you,
I know the
I will
video.
give the freaks of nature that fucking 2% advantage, but 98% of society is getting shot in the chest.
I mean, I gave good self-defense advice when I
Yeah,
did.
Jason or no cam.
No cam, gunfight, or gun
Gun
like
tricks.
gun
Knife
tricks,
and-
knife tricks. Yeah.
No, genuinely. I mean, yeah, I can't fucking imagine that shit's.
Make sure they're petrified.
Yeah, you either have to be fucking Batman or you just run. You don't have time to think. I could do it.
Because look, I'm gonna completely level with people, right? I'm a man. I am 25 years old. If somebody pulls a knife on me, I'm fucking running. If you think that I'm gonna stand there and try to do anything with somebody that has a knife or a gun pulled out, you're insane.
You're also like 6'5".
The only
or something.
exception to that, right? I'm 6'3" and I'm 260 pounds. I am a grown man. I am not going to get in a knife fight
Yeah.
when I'm empty-handed.
What if you also have a knife? Will that change Will it, say they
No,
challenge you to,
no. Okay, because this isn't like a Western. Chances are, if they challenge you to a knife fight, they know how to use a knife.
Yeah.
Right. They're not like me. I'm not gonna walk up to somebody and be like, "Hey, man, you wanna get into a jujitsu fight?" And I don't know how to do jujitsu. And this is a wonderful gift that you pulled up. This shit doesn't happen.
No, I practice it. All right. When I was a kid and I had a knife,
You
I
know.
practiced this shit, so I'm ready.
What if you spray? Would you pepper spray them?
I mean, yeah.
Did you know that an average man or woman with a knife in their hand can cover 15 feet in 1.8 seconds, lunging at you with a knife.
I mean, I could too without a knife, so.
But yeah, I'd rather get punched than get knifed.
I mean,
but I'm just saying, like
as long
on
as you
average,
like wrap your shirt around the wound, you'll
think
be fine.
about how much time that is. In 15 feet, you feel like you're pretty confident. You're like, they're a pretty decent, ways away. I could probably, and the next thing you know, you've got a knife in your abdomen, or you're all gashed up, like, and then you're standing there leaking.
You're like sitting there trying to like pretend you're in a movie. You're finishing up your whiskey,
Because
and then as soon as you turn over, your head's off. It's just on the floor.
Because me, if I'm coming at somebody with a knife, I'm not like this isn't Hollywood. I'm not just gonna stab you in the stomach and then be like, okay, you're gonna bleed out and die and give your 5-minute monologue. I'm stabbing the living shit out of anything that I can get that knife into. Like people are like, I'm gonna aim for this and that. You're not aiming for this and that. You're stabbing whatever the knife is pointed at.
Yeah, you just aim to cut. All it takes is like one or two.
You're poking that shit wherever that shit lands. I watched a video of a guy that walked in on his wife cheating on him with another man. He had a kitchen knife. He stabbed the man 3 times. He got him top down in like his right trap once, and then he stabbed his arm twice. The dude ran away, probably died. And then the female he stabbed, I think the news thing said 113 times in the face.
What the fuck?
So he stabbed her in the chest because it's like a nanny cam or something that you're watching it on, and it's another reason that Live Leak is fantastic, right? Don't cheat on people; you'll get stabbed 100 and whatever times in the face. But you watch, and he's not sitting there being all deliberate with his stabbing,
Yeah.
He's overhead. Stabbed her in the top, like hit her in the top of the head, stabbed her in the chest a couple of times. He stabbed her in like her stomach area, and then just stabbed the crap out of her face.
See, I remember. I'm gonna bring this back. This is going back to fucking last season. This is kind of out of the blue, but I remember you said one of your relationships, like you were upset about something, so your fucking girlfriend at the time just said, "Literally, just fucking hit me if you're gonna act like that." I don't
That's
think.
funny that you.
Actually doing like
That is
I wonder if No Cam had brought that up at all.
I did not bring it up at all.
Okay, that's
recently.
funny because No Cam and I were literally just talking about that yesterday.
I'm psychic.
Cigar lounge.
Yes, we frequent a cigar lounge. It's a rather nice time.
It's just.
But sorry to interrupt. Really bad about that too.
It was just reminding me. Just know you do. I'm wondering what goes through the fucking person that stabbed his ex-wife 113 times in the face. Like after the first 10, like you gotta feel it physically. Like your hands, if you're going full force, it's gotta do something. You gotta feel it. Like there's no fucking way you're going through all of that. Like,
well, there's adrenaline and then there's hate, and those are 2 big things to fuel you off of.
Yeah.
And then there's the part where he probably stabbed her 20 or so times, and then after that he's like, well, I already murdered 2 people,
Yeah.
might as well keep stabbing her. You ruined my life.
Fuck. I tried typing the incident you were talking about, and I found a completely different story about teen accused of stabbing a girl 114 times, allegedly asked how her death was his problem. So yeah, the boy, he stabbed his fucking cheerleader classmate more than 100 times. His response was, "How is that my problem?" The fuck? People.
See, and
psychopaths are more common because of the society that we live in, or do you think
Get a load of this.
Yeah, get a load of this fucking society. You get what you fucking deserve. No, do you think that with how connected we are with social media and how absolutely disconnected we are with social media, it's just a breeding ground for psychopathy, and it turns, it starts online, fuck you, I'll kill you. And then these animals, all right, they just fester and stew with these thoughts of I can say whatever I want. I could probably do whatever I want too. Do you think there's more psychopaths, or is it just we're seeing more of it because we have the internet, we're more connected
I
than
think
ever?
we're seeing more of it, but I feel like because of social media, people are getting more ideas to act out on thoughts they have.
I think we're
Yeah,
seeing more of it, but at the same time, yeah, I mean, because of social media, that too. But also, I feel like people are more just socially distraught. I mean, I know that case. All right, that's fucked up.
Right. I brought this up because his defense, right, was he's like, hey, I didn't think it was that serious or whatever. Like,
You didn't think it was that
it's not
serious?
that it's not that real. Like, I think that people are getting so desensitized to stuff, or like they're so detached from reality that they really think that their actions don't have any consequences,
Well,
and
that
that's
person
another
was also
reason why
trying
I
to
think
like
that.
probably plead
Yeah.
insanity or something.
Well, yeah, because their lawyer's gonna tell them to do that, or he saw that in Suits or some shit. Like a lot of people base all of what they do off of TV shows, and it's
I've seen
the most smooth brained shit that I've ever seen in my life. Like it's wild.
I think fuck, what was I gonna say? No, yeah, there's just a lot of disconnect. People act like fucking monsters. Again, going back to the TikTok, anytime anything Israel or Palestine is mentioned, it is the most fucking pro-genocide one side, pro-genocide the other side. There's no fucking. It's just what I'm seeing. Maybe it's just TikTok wants to do something. Yeah, this is reactive. It'll get people's attention. It'll make you comment your opinion. It's just, I don't know. We live in an extreme society, folks. All right, you're either fucking red or white, or red or blue, black or white.
It's all cut and dried. When life isn't that way, that's not how life is.
Not at all. No. Maybe the guy.
Life is such a blend of colors. It's like if you just dumped a bunch of paint into a bowl, you kind of half-ass mixed it up and then smeared it from left to right across the wall. That's what life looks like.
You get shit. You get brown color.
You get brown shit with some little bits of color mixed in there, right? Yeah. Maybe some corn if you had that.
Dude, you're like fucking, you're Aristotle tonight, all right? You got some quotes.
It just
I got something.
bothers me.
Song about GTA before GTA 6 came out.
What? Can you repeat that?
How do you feel that Taylor Swift sung about GTA before GTA 6 came out?
Okay.
Hey, wait a fucking minute. I just saw this shit. What the fuck?
Don't worry about
it. What am I looking at here? To answer your question, I despise new age Taylor Swift.
You wouldn't last an hour in her fucking asylum, all right? Know your place.
Right. And I do, right? Because I tried to have a conversation with a female coworker that claimed that she didn't care about Taylor Swift, and then I started apparently bringing up what is it, misogynist idealism.
Oh, well,
and
talk to me about this. I want to hear what's misogyn. I want to hear about your misogynistic idealism.
I didn't. All I said, right? Because I don't really follow the sport like the NFL too much, right? I have my team I follow, and then I was just trying to watch the Super Bowl, and I was sitting there and I was complaining towards the end of the year. I was like, it's all this Taylor Swift this, Taylor Swift that. Every time Taylor Swift's sitting in the booth, the camera, anytime Kelsey does something, the camera pans over to Taylor Swift. And I was like, I am not paying ESPN money to see Taylor Swift on my screen. I'm paying to watch football. I said she has her lane and she needs to stay in it. And the NFL has their lane, and they need to stay in it. I was like, she has no place in the NFL. She has her own job and her own marketing.
All right. So what about
And
like?
apparently that was the misogynistic idealism that I had mentioned.
Wait, did they call it misogynistic idealism?
Yeah. And I was like, okay. I was like, she doesn't belong in the NFL. I was like, she's not made for that.
I mean, her
And
boyfriend was out there though.
Like, you don't show the fucking boyfriend or girlfriend.
you
Right. No, you
right.
don't.
So
Um, I think they really just did it because it got him more views.
It's Taylor Swift.
I know,
No,
and
it didn't.
and that's the depressing part. Is it's like I don't want to see that. Okay, like good for her. She's over there supporting her man. Whatever. You already mentioned that 83,000 times before the game even started.
Oh,
We
yeah.
know she's there. There's infinite Swifties there. We know she's there. We don't need to see that every 30 seconds when her dude trips every 5 yards, okay, or fumbles, or whatever. I don't need to see that. Like, you have hyped up the most mid player on their team. Like, way overhyped him.
No, but this is good
because of
yeah. I want that.
I like that Blake Lively's there, and they just don't even pay attention to her.
Yeah.
right.
The fucking
I was like, first
yeah.
of all, her as an individual, me personally, not the most attractive female. That's just me, right? But then you've got like dude. They had dudes in the office over here like, man, I watch the game and I get excited when I see her because she's hot.
What the
I was like, hey,
fuck?
that's your thing, whatever. But maybe they could try to split it to have like ESPN Taylor version or like Taylor Swift version, and then ESPN for regular people who just want to watch the sports they're paying for.
No, it needs to be like, you know,
That's a really pointed, and I'm surprised that you remembered that.
I remember because I'm the same. My girlfriend has red hair. All right.
It actually got so bad that we had this. No Cam and I were over doing this this event thing, and we were standing there, and this redhead walked by, and I ceased function. I stopped mid conversation to bring up the fact that she was like 100 feet away from me, mind you, not near me. I ceased human function to pay attention to this woman.
That's good.
Why?
I like what I like. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I've never seen anything in my life that like I cease function. Like, oh, my mind just goes blank.
It's okay. Your taste is obviously jaded, and that's fine. More for me.
No, I'm just a real person. All right. I don't just do the fent fold when I see another fucking human being.
I didn't fent fold. Okay, I still stood up. All right. I stood on all 3 legs for that. Okay.
All
Jason,
right.
can you describe what this photo or this sheet of paper is making you feel like?
What is that? Yeah, because my life's
I guess
a blank
that's.
sheet of paper. It has more opportunities.
I thought he was talking about the foldability of the paper, but it's not folded.
No.
So
it's full of opportunities, like me. All right.
So you like them drawn? You like hamsters? Okay.
that was sort of it, but it was okay.
Yeah.
And mind you, she was in like a. I'm not going to call it a sundress because there's a lot of back and forth about what a sundress is and isn't.
Yeah.
So we'll just call it a black dress that was conforming at the waist up portion and then frayed out below the waist, but only went to about 3 inches above the knee.
That's
that
very concerning that you remember specifically that much. I guess you were staring at her for a while.
Yeah, thanks for that, Cam. That was great. Okay. So whatever that dress is classified as.
I would say it's a sundress.
Okay.
The woman spoke.
Yes.
Yeah, from woman opinion.
Well, then at least thank you. At least I'm educated. You know, that's why I didn't call it a sundress because I didn't know.
Yeah. Well,
at least I had enough.
You should tell her that you thought her sundress was very pretty. You should.
Yeah.
Ask her,
See, but here's the other part to it. Is she had a guy with her.
Okay. Well, You know Messi, the football player, right? You know, there's a
Right.
What?
I shouldn't finish this analogy. I shouldn't. I think it's genuinely fucking. Well, no. No, in your case, no. I'd say fuck it. Go for it. Don't give a fuck.
See, yeah. Well, it was a professional setting, so
Yeah.
You were in uniform, right?
Yeah.
You
It was
definitely locked up.
It was probably the most professional setting that I could have been in, and the most absolute wrong time to try to, first of all, dump the worst charisma known to man onto her. We're talking cataclysmic levels of Riz.
I think I know a gift that'll
Wait, if it's the event that I think you're talking about, I don't recall this at all regardless, but
It was. We were at the same event along with everybody else that was working.
then it would be perfectly fine though. You just walk up, try
Why?
to talk to them about, the piece
about
of machinery you're
about
working
what we're working on, and then what? Try to woo her away from her man with the knowledge of this piece of shit equipment that I operate
with. You
that
didn't
she's probably
mention that
never
there's a
heard
man
of.
with her, right?
What?
Did you mention that there's a man with it?
Yeah, I already did.
All right. Well, I didn't hear that part.
Well, maybe instead of trying to figure out where you're going to get your fentanyl from, you should pay attention to the conversation that you invited me to be on here to have.
Actually, I mentioned Nasser. That other coworker was gonna come on here, and he said no, and then you kind of like brought it up, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll bring you on.
Yeah, no. I'm honestly disappointed because his opinions are varied. Yes, that's perfect. That is perfect. That is the kind of speech that I have.
Yes, he should have just walked in front of her man and then just said that.
Because when I watched this scene, right, most of it, the only reason that I watched this show is because I'd seen so much of it on TikTok.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, fine, I'll watch it. And then I didn't see this scene on TikTok, so I saw it. It caught me completely off guard. And I was like, what on earth? Who gave this man the right?
To our
Great.
viewers,
Like, who gave him that line? The line is from the scene Fallout, and it's what the heck is his name? I can't remember what his name is right now. Right, Maximus is, and that's Lucy, right?
Yep.
Is talking to Lucy when they're in the what vault was that? Jeez, I'm horrible. It's in the other vault with the culty kind of people.
Yeah.
I guess all the vaults are kind of culty, but he goes down there, and the line is, "You want to make my cock explode now." I guess to give more specific reference, he was in a bathrobe. This is the first vault he's been in.
Yeah,
so he was
oysters, which are apparently an aphrodisiac.
Right, and then he first of all he's getting like a sensory overload and stuff like that, and so he's in a good mood and he's relaxed and stuff like that. So he's like, "Yeah, I want my cock to explode." And she had offered to do that, so
Please show me how this works.
I honestly think she was overhyped a lot.
I mean, I thought all
My
the characters' writing for their just dialogue was just dog water, but then I just kind of like, they're in some dystopian future. They don't have a lot of human interaction.
It does also kind of play into Fallout's lore as well, because the writing is also kind of the lines are kind of like
Yeah.
You're not, but I mean, you get like New Vegas is an exception to that. But that's because I think that I don't know what happened there or who they let cook when they were writing that, but that was a lot better.
We're all New Vegas glazers here. I'm very happy to do that.
I mean, it was a different studio who made it, so that makes sense.
And so you get like Fallout 4 and 76, and like the dialogue is just kind of
my son.
There's some exceptions to it. There's some funny lines and stuff like that. It kind of like it definitely doesn't. There's nobody in the in the game saying you want to make my cock explode, but a lot of it, and I do agree with No Cam, is it is kind of like realistically, you wouldn't have a whole lot of human interaction. Like, yes, in the towns and stuff like that, but it's not
Yeah.
like there's English class. You're not going to like
Yeah.
schools and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
mean, if you're in a vault, whatever, you're getting some sort of education.
But Maximus, he was raised by the Brotherhood. They have no
Right.
sexual education.
I
Until
mean, he thinks his cock explodes, which, for the record,
it does that weird thing. Like, I'm not like other guys, but
Yeah.
apparently some guys, like,
Right.
they'll get really big and explode. It's
mine
Right.
actually gets smaller and then turns into like a void that sucks things into it. It does like the opposite of what Maximus is talking about, but
I gotta, yeah.
yeah, Ben's time.
It's a black hole. All right.
I thought the show was good. I've realized how easy it is to be changed your opinion on what you could like just by watching YouTube videos about it.
Right.
I've heard and I've seen and I know that the show retcons so much shit. It breaks the old lore of the games and it does a lot of stupid shit. But I just ignore. I don't give a fuck. I was looking at the show just from, okay, did it at least kind of make compelling characters? Was the story telling good? Was it just an enjoyable show? Like, honestly, the only things that I really fucking disliked were the kind of excessive use of slow motion. I was waiting to see fucking Zack Snyder on the credits. A couple of times, but
So are you like a sequel kind of guy from Star Wars? Star Wars sequel kind of guy?
what do you mean?
Considering it like, breaks the lore a little bit, but like, there's new characters, there's new development.
No, fuck the sequels. Those are so dog
So
shit. You can
Star
break
Wars
lore.
has. Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, my point's quick. You can break. I mean, you can change canon, break lore, if you're still telling like a semi-decent story, and it makes me not give a shit. But if you're gonna break story, break lore, and just tell a shitty fucking story, then that's a double whammy, and you done fucked up. All right, I'm not happy with your result, and you invalidated the former product. So fuck you twice.
I feel like there's a difference too between a video game and an already existing movie when it comes to like.
No, it's the same. It's the same concept.
See, no, I agree with that though. I feel like, given that Star Wars, especially where it's such a relic, and it's been around long enough that the lore is like it's set in stone pretty solidly.
Yeah.
Where something like this, it's based off of a video game, so you can kind of get away with a lot. The video games only house so much that you get a lot of gray area that you can work with.
Yeah.
Where like those shows, like since they've been out for the movies, the shows, and all of that, it originally came out so long ago that that's what you have to work off of. There's a lot less gray area, and then when you
Yeah.
start grasping at straws, you get like the villain and I guess the antagonist and the protagonist kissing, and then the antagonist dies. Like
Yeah.
you
I
get
know.
weird shit like that.
I know, like, in the very first game, for example, of Fallout, I should say, like, they establish it very early. Okay, here's one of the rules about how the ghouls work. Is, there's feral ghouls, the ones that are fucking crazy, they have no rational thought. But then there are still ghouls that, they just exist. They're irradiated, they look fucking ugly, but they still have a cognitive mind.
Right.
Up until this show, in every Fallout game, they didn't need some sort of special serum to
That
stay sane. I don't mind that. I mean, it still kind of serves to give the character in the show more incentive, more motivation to get his shit figured out.
It
It's a plot
helps
point.
right. I do. So that's one.
For the game, it doesn't need to.
Yeah, it's still breaking lore and it's ruining the continuity, but it's not. I don't fucking. It doesn't. I mean, it kind of invalidates, or doesn't like stay logically consistent because no one else has fucking mentioned it up until this point, and I doubt
Right.
it makes no sense that he's the special ghoul, the golden god ghoul. But
They're just doing it in private when you don't see it.
Right. Yeah. Totally. You would think that especially since they made a mention of it in this movie or the show, and I was actually happy with that. Is thou shalt get sidetracked with pointless bullshit.
yeah,
But you'd think that would be one of the pointless bullshit quests that you would get. Is like get the ghoul his ghoul juice so he doesn't turn into a feral.
yeah. Yeah,
I guarantee you, I could promise you that if that was something that was that if that was something that was that had been around the whole time, I promise you that would have been a quest or a side quest
for sure.
or something. It would have been there for sure.
Yeah, give me my life juice. I need it now.
I mean, it could be in the next game now.
Maybe.
Well, and see, that's what I'm curious about. Is, are they going to make a game that includes the new rules that they've applied in this show?
I mean, every game has been set after the previous game as far as like timeline wise goes. So
right, chronologically speaking, it works. So you would think that it would be.
Yeah, I mean, it's like retroactively retconning what you started off with, but if it works and you kind of utilize it to tell a story, I'm kind of fine with it. I mean, I'm sure there's other examples where I'd think, no, that's stupid. You shouldn't have done that. I can't think of any for Star Wars because I just don't really care about all the sequels or some of the shit that they retconned or changed to fit their narrative. I just think it was done bad. And if it's done bad, then fuck you. It's just not good.
I can agree with that too. I don't know. I'm weird. I feel like they shouldn't mess with Star Wars lore too much. But if they have to, that's where I agree with you. Is that if you are gonna do it, you can't mess it up and then ruin make the movie just shit to watch too.
Yeah.
You've got to give me something that I can at least watch, or make it shitty, but at least it follows the lore. Give me something that I can latch on to, so we don't end up with some movie that just, it might as well be fucking Spaceballs at this point.
I mean, yeah, it seems like when you start doing shit with movies where it seems like people dying is kind of pointless.
Right.
The end. The ultimate antagonist just happened to be the guy they killed a couple decades ago.
Nope, he's alive. Yeah.
Yeah, he's alive. Or the Darth Maul thing. He came back a couple times.
They used him well, all right.
I actually haven't watched the Clone Wars. I just thought that was stupid. I don't like when they bring back people that were dead. All right, it just kind of it invalidates the previous movie. So it's just okay, well, he's not really dead.
This shit right here, what I just said, made me so mad I wanted to put a hole in my TV.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
What are you talking about? That's the ship. That's the goal.
Right? You don't in the Star Wars universe. You don't do that.
My name is
also
Ray Star Wars says it's okay. But the only nice part about the sequels is that Rey was a fun character to play as in Battlefront 2. All right, she wasn't the best, I know. Vader was the best, but she was fun to play as.
Yeah. What was her moves? What was
she charged with her lightsaber. It was great at clearing out NPCs multiple, and then against lesser skilled players, you could definitely use it to run away, use it, catch them off guard, and then her other ability was she inverted your controls, and that shit pissed me off up until I finally got good enough to okay, they hit me with it. I'm just gonna jump the fuck away until it wears off. I'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's great that she learned that, without any significant training.
Yeah, and she's Rey Star Wars, all right? She can do what she wants.
Yeah, she is Miss Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah, I think in overall conclusion, that's why Fallout is better than Star Wars.
Yeah, at least lore-wise, I guess.
Yeah, so do you agree, Molly? What are your thoughts on the intricacies of Fallout lore, ghoul behavior, nuclear radiation, blowing up cities, political ideology? What are your thoughts on Caesar's Legion? Is it morally okay to use slaves to build a better society?
No.
No, why not? You're building a better society.
Slaves are not okay.
Why not?
They're people.
Okay.
Are they okay? Are they okay because slavery's wrong, or is it not okay because you can't have one?
Stop crocheting, all right? We're doing a podcast.
I'm able to listen. I know the pattern.
Then why'd you say hum?
Because I am very confused. I don't know anything about Fallout or any of the stuff you're saying.
We're talking about slavery now. Is it okay?
Slavery.
Yeah. Is it So it's not okay. Is it wrong because it's wrong, or is it wrong because you can't afford one?
It's wrong because it's wrong.
Why is it wrong?
You shouldn't be able to own people.
What if
Who said they're people?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's one way to fucking. All right, yeah, we'll go with two ways of argumentation. We'll go with the first route. They're just not people. We don't see them as people.
What are they then?
We have cats. They're our slaves. We feed them.
They're slaves. They're not people. They're slaves.
We own them.
They own us.
No, we. All right. What about people that own dogs? All right, that is very master and slave relationship. It's fucking weird furry shit. But no,
What?
genuinely.
Dog ownership is extremely sexualized. I mean, it's just disgusting.
No, aside from
What side of the internet are you on? What the fuck?
Who, me? Obviously, we're not all watching, master and dog relationship videos.
Yeah, there's so many disgusting websites, and you should tell me what to go to.
So you can avoid it, right?
Yeah. Bring that question. The person buys the dog. They own that dog. The dog listens to what they have to say. The person houses. They feed the dog. The dog's not human.
No.
But you know.
Right, and if the dog doesn't do what the master says, the dog gets beat.
Alright, who fucking beats their dogs? Alright, I mean, besides like actual like
the worst
animal
kinds of
abusers,
people
it's
beat
not
dogs.
like it's not normalized to beat your dog though.
I'm not saying I beat my dog. I'm saying people in society, or they might not beat their
Horrible
dog,
people
but
do
they.
beat their dogs. You know, that's like people beat their cats
What?
too.
Level of
Okay, well, right.
They were conscious enough beings to, go to work, get money, live like people live.
Is that what consciousness is? What is consciousness?
So you're saying that as long as the individual is cognitive and conscious, they can't be a slave. So if I go and buy a vegetable from the hospital, they can be a slave. Granted, I wouldn't get anything out of it, but
cucumbers for a second. Holy fuck.
I guess that would be like a question of consciousness.
A cucumber is a tool. It's not a vegetable.
Disabilities.
That's horrible.
They're people too. They deserve just as many rights as you or I would.
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing because I don't support slavery. Like in all reality, I just can't keep up not laughing at the fact that I'm trying to argue on the side of slavery.
Devil's advocate is fun on this. All right.
Yeah, Miyamoto, we're training you for a segment that No Cam and I have been working on for about 8 months now.
A slavery segment?
Not exactly, but it's.
Or is it just a segment about everything societally wrong and why you support it?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like that. It's kind of
similar. That would be interesting.
Are you talking about your devil's advocate thing?
Thanks for fucking spoiling.
Thanks. Yeah. What the fuck? It's supposed to be advertised, all right?
Devil's advocate thing sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, you just basically tried to give us an example. Slavery. There's two ways of argumentation. They're not human, so it doesn't fucking matter. And my explanation is if you kind of give them a good deal and you're not an asshole, you kind of give them yeah, work for me for you're mine for 7 years. I'll treat you nice. I'm gonna work your ass off, but you'll have food, clothes. You won't die. You won't go hungry.
Yours sounds closer to signing a contract with an employer.
So that's indenture servitude.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I mean that's.
But let's
that's paying something off though.
Let's look at slavery from the standpoint as a boost in the economy that we desperately need. Right? You would have a completely different market that's now legal for money to stimulate the economy off of.
It's weird.
I mean,
yeah, because
who wouldn't want a slave? I promise you, if slavery was legalized, it would be a massive deal on the internet. Because I'm sure a lot of people are like, slavery's bad, but what happens if it's not anymore?
Yeah.
Slavery I promise you, it'd be the next coolest thing.
would
You're
be.
like, I own more slaves than you. I'm way cooler than you are because I dropped a. You'd have rappers talking about it. They're like, I bought 43,000 slaves, and now I have them running dope for me.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
the
there's
diss
more,
tracks would go crazy.
yeah, there's more slaves today than there ever were at the height of any ancient empires.
I mean, that makes sense because there's more people.
Didn't we have this argument with somebody?
Yeah, I think so. We definitely did. I
What
think you have
was
to look at the
the argument?
proportion. Of
I
it.
think
Is
it was a
like,
proportion. It was a proportion issue, and somebody had mentioned they're like there are more slaves today than there ever were in history, and they're like that's because there's more people on Earth than there ever were.
Yep, I
And then they
remember
were
that.
like, they were like,
Uh,
that's not true. There's not more slaves. It's just there's more people, so more people on Earth are slaves because there's a higher percentage of people. And they were like, more of the world was enslaved per capita back then than now, and there's just an argument about it.
Yeah.
It also depends on what time and period you're talking about
It does.
that you want to pull your percentage from. But
It is interesting. I mean, the only main reason that slavery stifled in America was because of the Industrial Revolution. But now, since we have the consequence of that, if we add slaves on top of that, you know, double the money.
right, well, that and the not only would it help like the GDP, but our foreign economic pursuits increase as well because then you would have like there would be an ethnicity portion to it.
Can you imagine like if we had like a branch of the military that's just slaves, and then they do like all the
Right.
risky missions?
Like you want to talk about meat for the grinder, you know, an entire division of slaves armed with whatever you want to give them. If you throw 27,000 people, or I guess it's 18,500 slaves at anything, it's going to do something to it.
yeah, yeah, something will happen.
And something's got to happen. But
We should do that. Call it like like the double S, so the double A, and it's the super slavery division. It's the SS.
Yeah, it's the SS division.
All right, never mind.
That was an interesting.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah.
That's a loaded.
What the
That's
fuck?
a loaded gift right there.
Luftwaffe?
Why is he using an American bazooka?
He stole it.
And
He's for the picture.
He's doing the double chest bump in the point like he's like that's the shit I'm talking about right there.
Yeah, he just executed an American who had that on him.
So he copies the emote as well from the dead American.
Yeah.
Oh, right, naturally. So right after that, he started drinking White Monster and using Zins probably.
Shit. I guess what we could talk about next is the OG backrooms.
Oh shit!
That's the last part of the topic.
Wasn't it discovered?
It was. It was found in Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
Yeah. Wait, Oshkosh.
Yeah, we should do a road trip to that location.
I think I might have been to this city. Maybe. Let me see where it is.
That's interesting. Now that does call into question: should things that are like strictly internet lore based, should things like that be discovered? Do you think that's a good thing, or does that take away from the mysteriousness
I think
of
it
that
should
lore?
be. I think it's like satisfying. It's kind of like a overarching story. Like you eventually find something.
Does it take away the credibility of how sketchy that place is if you walk past that door and realize that it's just an office?
I mean,
It's not scary anymore, right?
Kinda. Like the fear of the unknown is a lot more terrifying than the fear
Right.
of the known.
Right. You walk through that doorway and you're like, oh well, it's just an office.
Yeah, we have
the
like
backrooms don't look scary.
We have different perspectives of the backrooms now.
Damn.
Yeah.
Weird. Maybe it's all elaborate. All right. Maybe it's still really out there.
No, it isn't. It's like a miniature racetrack.
Interesting.
This is what the place looks like now. It's just like
What?
it's a fun little thing, you know.
Yeah. I want to go racing. You
I think
think you
it's
could
called
swim,
Hobby
Miyamoto?
Town.
What was that?
Do you think you could swim in a vehicle?
No, in a pool.
In a pool? Yeah, he's.
In a vehicle? Like okay, define that. Like, are we talking like the bed of a truck with a tarp in it?
No, I'm using slang term. I'm trying to find a GIF. It's like fucking driving, like cutting through traffic, weaving in and out between cars and shit.
Oh, I've done that
Like
before.
swimming, yeah.
Yeah, I've done that before in my 2006 Chevy Aveo. I was
God,
doing 85 miles an hour, weaving in and out of traffic in a
you are a
35-mile-an-hour
fucking
speed zone.
danger to society.
I did all of that just so I could get a girl to like me.
Did you like you?
She cheated on me after 6 years together. So
I heard
I
6
don't-
years. A win is a win.
he said, okay, we'll just not talk about that one. But
Well,
yeah,
they were good for 5 years and 364 days. So.
right. It was great. Apparently she'd been cheating for a while, but whether I was choosing to ignore it
Yeah,
or
I don't think you were.
that's a
Oh, that wasn't meant for this chat. Shit, I'm sorry. That was
I was like that's I was like I don't play, but that might convince me.
Oh,
I didn't
The
hear
alright.
it.
if the homie kissed me, told me to get on Fortnite. I might.
No, Cam, you know what to do. Look, it's the
Uh,
month for it.
It's June 1st.
June 1st. It's 2024. It's the current year. It's June 1st. I don't know. I never celebrated this month for the Pride shit. I don't have anything against it.
What do
I
you?
can't.
What are you going to how do you celebrate that?
You go to Pride parades. My fucking people that I'm friends with every fucking year, they all rent a hotel in the cities and they all swam about it in their fucking group chat for 3 fucking days, and everyone's bitchy because it's fucking hot and you're sharing a room with 9 people. You gotta wake up early. You're fucking dehydrated. It's hot. It's warm outside. You have fucking weird people.
Then why
Just
do
go
it
to
if they
Mardi
don't
Gras.
enjoy it?
Just go to Mardi Gras.
That
Why
sounds
do they
more
do
fun.
it if they don't like it?
Because it's supposed
Because they feel like they have to.
Okay. All right.
How many
Because
of
they
the
have to.
group are actually a part of the LGBTQ plus community?
I mean, everyone's bi nowadays, so the people that like I know,
He's not wrong with that one.
I don't
It's
know,
insane.
more than half. I'll go with that.
If they said being pretzel sexual was the cool thing, then everybody would do that.
Are you a metrosexual?
I said pretzel.
Are you a metrosexual?
Are you a pretzel section?
I like the taste of pretzels. They are pretty good.
Would you fuck a pretzel?
Wait, so is the cheese for a pretzel? If we're drawing, never mind. I'm not gonna stop.
Am I a metrosexual? I would say probably not.
Can you define to me what a metrosexual is?
Yeah, I actually looked it up because I wasn't entirely sure. So, a metrosexual describes a man in an urban, post-industrial capitalist culture who is meticulous and scrupulous about his personal style, grooming, and appearance.
A lot of. It's
You know what? Fuck you for that.
It's not sexuality. That's just you like to take care of yourself.
I was actually proud of myself for having the nerve to admit, or to have the honesty to admit that I didn't know what it meant and that I looked it up. And he went and was like,
No, Cam,
like I'm sitting here on my stomach kicking my feet.
I should have drank for this episode.
Oh man.
Okay. Wait a minute. Okay. I don't
So
live
you
in an
could
urban-
almost
Yeah.
you could almost say that anybody that says that they're looks maxing is a metrosexual.
That's pretty
I
We
guess
all
I
learn
have
something different.
sexual traits. I mean, I don't live in an urban area, but I like shopping for clothes I enjoy.
Is it
Uh,
post-industrial?
I was born in fucking 2001, so I guess so. So what would you call a guy from fucking the 1400s or
He's
Renaissance?
pre-industrial, so I guess he's
He's just a fucking bitch.
no, I guess he's a retrosexual.
Fucking, we gotta bring you on comedy night.
Yeah, there's got to be at least one live stream you do with us at some point.
Comedy night?
Yeah, it's where No Cam made his fame. He was telling some really funny jokes, and
Yeah.
people were dying of laughter.
I made 500 views from that video, right?
That's
Wow.
pretty good.
Yeah, I'm pretty up there now. I'm pretty much Kai Cenat.
I don't. You're more Aiden Ross, all right? Let's be real.
I don't think you want to be either of those two people.
No, not really.
I
You
don't
know,
know who they are.
that's.
All I know
I don't
is
even think
I just know from
Lord of the
Brain Rot.
Flies. I don't even think Lord of the Flies is quite the right term to use for them. Like I would
know
almost
who
prefer him over the two of them.
I know who I am. All right, but
I hope that doctors discover that mewing causes some long-term mental disability.
I hope so too.
that would just be the icing on the cake, so that all of these people that are trying to look smacks and stuff, it's like killing their brain cells
It does,
actively,
yeah,
and that would be
does something.
fantastic.
my job kills my brain cells. I'm very happy about it.
Is that you still doing the gas station
Yeah.
thing?
Yep. Still huffing
Nice.
gas. Good.
I'm
Making
surprised
money.
I remembered that, but I did. Yeah, well, smelling fuel, there's a lot worse things you could be smelling.
I was watching. So I love watching drug-related content. Uh, I was talking about it earlier. One of the channels I've subscribed to, Drugs Lab. They just take drugs. They were formerly employed to run the whole drug series by the Dutch government. Through their channel, I found another channel that talks about the bad experiences with certain drugs, and one of the videos was titled "The Insane Horror of Snuff or Huffing Gasoline." I didn't. I know it's a thing, but like, fucking crazy. People would talk about like they're pretty drunk and they stick their head in a plastic bag full of gasoline for 20 seconds and they're doing big breaths in.
Fuck
And
yeah.
they just they get dizzy, they get the spins. I've had a little bit of gasoline sickness like that when I'm just working in a confined space. I'm not gonna set up a fucking fan because that's gonna take too much time. But it's just all the fumes. It's so concentrated down there, and you don't have any fresh air. You get like lightheaded. But if you inhale that shit straight to the fucking source, it apparently does something to you. It actually fucks you. It's great.
I would imagine it would do that. I don't know.
To do to yourself.
Yeah, it's
I don't.
definitely not. Tried typing in huffing gasoline, and they're telling me that help is available. Help is available.
Well, at least the internet's doing their job.
Yeah. What?
Oh yeah, see, yeah. I typed in huffing paint and it said American Addiction Centers. It sent me to that site. So
Nice.
Dude, let me be a fucking addict. All right. Let me just do my
Yeah.
shit. Tell me the best. That's why I like the Drug Slab channel. You know, they should have done videos of them huffing gasoline.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know that there's help available, right? I don't want the help. I want to see people huff gasoline.
If I wanted
Let
the
me
help,
see
would have
that.
looked it up. I would have.
Right. Why are you trying to censor what I'm looking for? Bring back Live Leak.
I
Well,
think
people
the
huffed.
conclusion
People
of
people huffed gas on Live Leak.
the conclusion of this episode is bring back Live Leak and let people huff their own chemicals.
Because
Are we American? I think that's the root of the question. Do we have freedom?
What kind of American are you? Oh.
The kind that wants the freedom to take whatever I want without knowingly or unknowingly putting other people's lives in danger. Or I think that's fair. I don't give a fuck what it is. Take fentanyl, kill yourself. Just don't take fentanyl while you're driving. You're fine. I can live with that. Yeah.
Hey, he doesn't need it. All right.
See, I think the bottom line is America and Live Leak both stand on a two. They stand 10 toes down for Darwinism, and I can respect that.
Yeah. Is
They're like,
Live Leak
do
America?
whatever you want. Do whatever you want.
I think Live Leak, if you had to assign a country to a website, I think there's a pretty good case to be made for Live Leak being America on the internet.
Yeah, America has always been a fuck around and find out country, whether that's their foreign relations stance or their internal relation stance. They're that's why you have people in the streets, doing fentanyl. They're like, hey man, you want to do fentanyl? Do it. You're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
You're gonna be leaning with your forehead on the sidewalk.
I mean, that's the whole innocent until proven guilty. Innocent
Right.
until you find
Fuck
out.
around until it kills you.
Yeah.
Pretty much, and that's what Live Leak was for. Live Leak was fuck around and find out without the fuck around. You just get to find out. You watch other people fuck around and find out, and then you don't have to fuck around. You get to find out for free. You get to watch what happens when a guy falls asleep with the barrel of his AK on his chin and he shoots himself in the head on full auto.
Do you think
you get to see that without having to experience it, firsthand?
Do you think it needs to be more normalized that we see stuff like that? You think we should have a chunk, like a time period inside schools called Live Leak hours?
They did something really similar for my driver's ed. They played fucked up videos. You fuck around, you find out. This is what happens when you don't wear a seatbelt. You see a guy's head get smashed in by a vehicle because he got flung, his head went through the sunroof, but it got crushed by the vehicle. It's just fucked up shit like that. So they have it when they want you to take stuff seriously. And
They showed the 9/11 videos in school.
Yeah, I mean, you don't. Well, they didn't show the
like-
jumper videos. They showed the planes crashing into the towers, but they didn't show the people jumping.
You gotta do a little bit of digging to get the jumper videos.
What was that?
I said you got to do a little bit of digging to get the jumper videos.
I remember fucking the good times back in 2012. I could just find that shit. Granted, I could also find straight up fucking pornos on YouTube, but it was the fucking Wild West. You had pornos, and you also had the fucking 9/11 suicide jumper video. It was crazy.
You had porn and Minecraft tutorials on the same site.
It was wild.
Oh,
I didn't even want to type this shit in. And fucking Google's gonna be looking at me like, "What the fuck are you doing? Going from fucking gasoline?"
really quick, no cam. Nasshole here just asked me if I wanted to play Rainbow, and I find that interesting because he didn't have time to be on the show, but he has time to play Rainbow.
He texted me a little bit ago. He's like, "If you're still free, I'll be back in 15 minutes." So, I mean, we could possibly extend a little bit, but I feel like this is getting pretty drawn out. At least for the length. All right.
I mean, yeah, I have a really bad habit about going into rabbit holes about stuff, but it's
no, that's good. You're like the perfect guest that a podcast could ask for because you're able to respond to what we bring forth, but you're also able to talk about your own shit.
You're a yapper.
Yeah, and that's honestly.
I am a very good yapper.
We need yappers because I have really tried to stop being the yapper on the podcast because it's not all about me, unfortunately. It's about the guests.
I think it is.
Right, and that's why I keep coming on to the show is because this is the only platform I can get on where it's about me,
Yeah. Maybe
normally I go into McDonald's and I sit there and tell the cashier about why they're working for a fascist company, like you do, and then they kick me out because they don't want to hear it. So
yeah. I think we should start a new role of the yapper and we pass it around every week. I think Molly, you should lead us off next week by being the designated yapper.
I don't think I do good at that.
I think that's why we need you to be the yapper.
I'm not good at yapping.
That's why you practice. So
You get training.
I'm a woman.
Yapping, you know.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
true. It's conflicting. Yeah, you're a woman, but you don't like to shut. But you like to shut up. That's weird.
It is weird. You know, no Cam can agree that when we're working, you know, like I don't yap that much. I mean, it depends every now and then, but I don't yap to the extent that I do like here or at the cigar lounge or something like that. Part of that is because of the job that I have to do.
Plus, you know, usually when you are yapping, that means you have some sort of like influence in you know, to ease the mood a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely yap when I drink, but
everyone does. It's just part of the fun.
Yeah,
Makes
I
the
feel
room
like well, the biggest thing is like when I don't drink, I feel like anything that I say isn't interesting enough, so then I don't say it. I mean, as dudes, I'm sure we can all agree that we have some horrendous shit that goes around in your head that you just don't say.
Yeah, females.
That's why
you know,
people.
they don't have
That's
anything.
why females are like, I wish I could read his mind, so I knew what was going on. No, the fuck you don't want to know what's going on in my head, because
Yeah.
chances are it's either absolutely the absence of anything, or it's the worst possible thing that's ever been conjured in the human mind.
You're researching you're recalling the worst life living
Right.
on a repeat over and over. Yeah.
Wondering why you have like a chub to it. You're watching somebody get cut up with a box knife, and you're like, why did I kind of like it?
Yeah.
I never had that. But,
I didn't either, but you know, I'm pandering to the audience.
Yeah.
So that they feel, you know, normalize. Never mind. Don't normalize that because that is a little
Don't normalize,
weird.
You start.
I don't want to say normalize. That's like the phrase. The phrase. What is it? It's not pedophiles. They're what? Minor attracted.
Yeah.
Mash.
There's something fucked with the brain. Why do you think that is? All right, this is gonna get very maybe this can be like the last. This is gonna be the last big question I ask to you, Miyamoto, at least. But it's gonna be a fucked up one. So people that get half a chub from watching the fucking ISIS beheading video. In your own, what do you think is the reason why? Like, what do you suspect is the reason that gets that of all things is what gets them going?
I think, you know, it could go down to this. I think it's kind of like, you know, you're always taught. This will be an interesting way that I decide to parallel these two things. Right, you're always taught that sex is sacred, right? Or at least for the most part in public schools. And if you have any sort of religious background, right, you're taught that sex is sacred, right? And so when you start watching porn, because anybody that says that they haven't is fucking lying, you start watching porn, right? And then you're like, ooh, this is kind of doing like a bad thing. It's the same reason why getting getting a blowjob while you're driving, you're like, "Ooh, this is dangerous. It's bad. I shouldn't do this." That's why it's fun, right? I think they get because they're so pre-exposed to something like that. They start watching live leaks and stuff like that, and they're like, "Ooh, this is bad. I shouldn't be watching this." Their brain is getting that same dopamine effect off of both of those. So that's where, and then their body's just like, oh, we're probably about to start doing this, and then they get a chub off of it. That's my guess.
I see it. Like the only other thing I can think of, and this is more, I guess, from the perspective of a woman, you know, it'd be kind of a turn on to see that, like, oh, this person's capable of violence. You know, that person could be my husband. They could be helpful in protecting me and my kid.
In
Very.
what world have you seen women wanting violent men?
All right, my For You page. No.
I do have first-hand experience with violence getting a woman's attention.
In like a positive, like she kind of found, oh shit, you're that kind of guy. Okay.
So I was at this party at my brother's house, and I went over there, and this dude got super drunk, and he hit this girl.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went over there, and I two-hand choked the shit out of him on the floor.
Nice.
And so my heart was racing. I was like, I am that dude. I'm him. I'm the fucking hero. And so I choked the shit out of him, but I told him if he did that, it wouldn't take me anything to kill him, right? Which I feel like if I was drunk enough, I probably would have.
Yeah, you don't realize how strong or how tight you're gripping. Yeah.
Yeah. So then he left, and this girl came over and was like, "That was the hottest shit I have ever seen." I just didn't want to say it in front of everybody else because I thought it might be weird.
Yeah.
But apparently that was like she wasn't the only one that felt that way. There were a few other people. Like this was years later that we were talking about it, and they were like, "Yeah, it was actually kind of hot." And I was like, "Why?" And they're like, "I don't know. It's just weird to see a dude like take control of another human being like that."
Yeah. Like, okay, I haven't been from the perspective of the woman, but when I've been like tripping on acid, um, like just staring at my fist and just clenching them, you can feel the muscles. It's just the thought, holy shit, I could really fucking kill someone. I don't know, it's just, it wasn't turning me on. I'm gonna say that right now. I wasn't getting a fucking chub from thinking that I could kill someone. I'm not a fucking psychopath like that. But it was a fun thought process to think about, you know? It was enjoyable. I'm a human. I have muscles. They're capable of a great many things.
Right.
Crazy.
It. I don't know. And where I was talking to No Cam about this yesterday. Actually, it's like okay. I'm gonna preface this by saying I know a lot of people say this. Right. I have a very long fuse and a very bad temper, and I get mad. I get very mad. I explained to No Cam about it. I was like, I'm not one of those dudes that's just saying when I get mad I see red. Like I explained to him this whole incident that I had that actually happened.
Yeah.
Right. Um, and so like being able to be like, I took this dude and not only took him and manipulated him to the floor and had his life in my hands while I was choking him
Mhm.
because he hit a woman was like it's exciting. It's exhilarating.
Very primal. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what we
you're
do
like
all the fucking time.
you're just like this feels good. You know, you're like I don't have any intent of killing him, but
Yeah.
you're like I think for a split second
I could.
it would probably I could, and that part gets you. You're like, dude, I'm the
Um,
greatest thing since
yeah.
fucking sliced bread.
Yeah. It's a feel good thing. It's like positive reinforcement. It's a type of
You know.
therapy.
And women just cuddle up to that at night, and they're like, "Oh, I'm so comfy and safe with my man's," and you're like, "The dude's itching to kill somebody."
Yeah.
And not because he's a felon or a murderer. He's hoping somebody breaks into the house so he can
Yeah.
kill him.
I know my trainer for my job. He's kind of like that. He's a huge gun guy. He has a fuck ton of guns. He was calling me the other day because he just bought a 50 caliber machine gun. But he's mentioned it multiple times, and with him, I don't think he's entirely joking that he does kind of hope that someone decides to pick his fucking apartment and tries to break in because he's got
Absolutely.
4 billion fucking surprises ready for them, and he just wants the experience.
Right.
You feel alive. It's
Give me a
real.
reason. Give me a reason to
It
use it.
it
Like no, the fucking
and
I'll be
it,
quick with mine. The old lady that bit the curb today, our neighbor, that's real. All right, that's intense. That's not just sitting on my couch playing video games or looking at a fucking screen. That's a real person, and they went through pain, and I don't know. I don't have
it's
very many
always
real encounters.
different experiencing real encounters like that. You know, like
Yeah. I don't want that shit to happen to me, but
watching a fight happen and watching some dude get knocked out in a bathroom, like you watching it versus seeing it like on a TV screen. You're watching it. The you're seeing blood like
yeah,
right there. You're hearing the grunts. You're hearing the impact from the fist hitting them
yeah,
and stuff. You're like, this is real and this is fucking exciting. You
it is.
know, and then doing it is a completely other thing too. You're like, I am actively doing this shit like right now.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't. Unfortunately,
Ye-
I've never been in a fight, and I really regret that. I was talking to some people at a party I went to a couple of days ago, like some of the more violent kids in high school, um, and they were just talking about like, yeah, one of my friends, he kind of had the same thing. Like he was beating the shit out of someone because they punched his sister, and he said, yeah, I had I was choking them. I had them by the throat. I could have fucked them up severely, and it felt intoxicating to have that kind of power. It was fucking. So I regret not getting into fights. You know,
I wouldn't have been your friend in high school if you were someone that got into fights.
I'm not like I want to go out and fight people. I'm not fucking looking for a fight, but I just wish I had more experience with it. Because, well, I mean, not from the guy that's like getting choked out. I don't want that experience.
It's over. He's dead.
What?
I took him on.
Oh. Abracadabra. Abracadabra.
Yeah, no problem. Sorry, no cam. Had to acquire some stuff.
But yeah. What about you, Molly? What are your thoughts about people fighting? Is it cool?
No.
Are you saying that watching your man defend you or defend his life isn't attractive?
If it's in a defense matter where it's like someone put their hands on me and then they got punched because of it, I wouldn't say that's like, oh my god, I'm so happy. It'd be more of just like, okay, cool, he'll stand up for me, he'll defend me, whatever. I just don't like physical violence.
And that's really interesting because you're probably the first female that I've ever heard that from. And I can respect that a lot. So actually, I appreciate it because a lot of females are like, you need to do this.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I'm sure you've seen the stuff on TikTok, like where it's like a little animation of it's me getting my ass beat in a 1v4 when my female like is talking shit or whatever, and you go to defend her honor and you get flattened in a 1v4. Like,
Yeah.
my girlfriend, the one I was with for a while, she would go and start fights with people with the intent of me finishing it.
Jesus Christ.
And I was like, don't do that because I'm not going to fight this dude because you started problems.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not his fault. He's mad. You went over there instigating stuff. And I'd go over and talk to the dude. I'm like, look, dude, I'm not trying to fight. I was like, I don't know what she's doing. It's like, obviously trying to start something.
Yeah. So, some fuck
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that you don't look for violence and don't expect it. That's
It's
refreshing.
It makes my life easier. I won't lie.
Yeah.
I haven't been burdened with that expectation. If it changes, let me know, and I'll start. Yeah, I'll start going to the gym.
So who's this abracadabra?
It's I think it's that coworker. All right. We have another guest that's coming on tonight. Late, very, very hard to get a hold of, and seems to think that he's better than us. We have Abracadabra.
Better than me?
Yeah, I actually am better than you.
Why do you think that?
I simply am. I just have
No.
I have innate knowledge that I am.
What kind of knowledge? You just have self-confidence?
It would shatter your brain.
I have self-confidence too.
You need a level 12 intellect to understand.
Well, shoot, because these are some intellectual individuals.
Yeah, my brain is fiberglass. All right, you're fucking clay over here. I can tell by the sound of your voice. All right.
No, I'm actually carbon fiber.
You're carbon fiber.
Yeah.
See, carbon fiber is what kids think is cool. Like, oh, I'm carbon fiber. I'm black. I'm 10 times stronger than steel. Carbon fiber is for bitches. All right, carbon fiber. I eat that shit for breakfast. It's going in my fucking Kellogg's Toasted Flakes.
Nice.
I'm sorry, we're getting off to a bad
Nice.
start. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, introduce yourself. Introduce yourself.
You guys are going dick to dick over some over some intellect.
Amadeus Kiyoma. Welcome aboard to Opinion Planet Podcast.
What a way to start.
Just
I'm
have to roll.
Miyamoto. I know you know who I am, but I am Miyamoto.
Well, I guess we're reintroducing ourselves. I am the host of this podcast. The host.
One of the hosts.
The host.
We've
I am
changed
a
it to fucking
guest.
day one.
It's changed
Is
back.
it, am I supposed to introduce myself or?
If you want.
I literally told you to.
Okay, well I'm Abracadabra, I guess.
Is that what you want to be?
Is that not your name?
No, it's not.
What
But
would
today
you like
it
us to
is.
refer you as? Usually there's Google form, but you kind of like expedited the process by being so late.
I don't know. Abra, I guess.
Abra. All right. Well, we used
Yes.
a slur for your name earlier, so we'll just.
Oh yeah,
We'll
you want to
go with-
repeat it?
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
we used the nasshole.
Oh, Nasshole.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that one.
Would you rather be called Abra or nasshole?
I don't care. Just
I'll
pick
go
one.
with Abra.
All right.
Abra's shorter.
So Abra, how's your day been? What have you been up to?
I went to a Lego convention.
What is that? Oh,
It's a
you said Lego?
convention for Legos.
Oh, I thought you said Leo. Okay, that makes more. Okay. Cool.
There's a Lego convention.
What?
Yeah, they're actually like super dope.
Okay.
You know my roommate. Yeah, he's got all those Legos.
But,
He goes to those.
You should like bring like some peach like Vaseline and smear under your nose because the BO is horrendous.
All right.
But
So it's like oh, what are those things people like gather together? Comic Cons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you pick-
All righty. We're gonna unload that, huh? Okay. You go ahead and get back to me when you get culture in your life. Okay.
Just imagine how the fucking Pellytub motherfucker.
That's not a good representation. Okay, that is such a pointed. You are sharpshooting the fuck out of Comic Cons right now.
You know what I don't like is that if you make that person's nose a bit smaller, they remind me of me, and I don't like that. You know what? I don't like that at all. I'm gonna leave.
Because I put Comic Con in the search bar and I'm seeing all these other very viable ones, and you picked that. You picked that. You scrolled down a little bit and picked it.
Well, I don't think it really matters because I don't know if you guys remember, but there was this series on YouTube called Comic-Con Speed Dating, and it pretty much gave you the general idea of your average Comic-Con goer, and it was not good.
Yeah.
Well, would you explain why was it not good?
Okay, all right.
Everyone, most people there probably were.
Is it sad if I know who that is? Who's trying to cosplay? It's depressing.
Yeah, Hatsune Miku. I know that.
Yeah, that's sad. It's a
Right,
horrible representation of it, but the hair is like a dead.
So you've just outed yourself as a degenerate. Okay, all right.
No.
I've outed myself as a degenerate on this podcast like a while ago.
Yeah, it was fucking day one. At 5 minutes.
I'm pretty sure it was like 5 minutes in. If had you been here sooner, you would have heard me advocating for slavery. Like I am a scumbag.
Okay, but of who?
Anybody.
Anybody.
Anybody. As long as you can afford them, anybody's a slave.
So are you?
Everything has a price.
You seemed offended when I started making fun of Comic Con. Are you like frequent? Are you a frequent goer at Comic Cons?
No. The weird thing is I've never actually attended a Comic Con, but I really, really want to. Why haven't I? Do you think I could get caught going to one of those and keep my reputation at work in peace or in one piece?
All right, I mean, who's gonna see you there, and then what? Like, they're gonna fucking out you at work? They were there too.
Probably. You think I'm just gonna go through street clothes? Fuck no.
Oh, okay. What would you cosplay as?
That's a really good question. Give me a few minutes to think of it, and I will post something.
You'd be like
in
that
the
giant
chat.
chick from Seven Deadly Sins.
What's her name? Diana?
Yeah, that's who you'd be.
That's no. I don't have an arch like that.
An arch like that. It's crazy.
In case you're wondering.
We weren't. I personally, I'm gonna go with Seto Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Seto Kaiba? You're a Kaiba guy?
Yeah.
Interesting. It's Yu-Gi-Oh! It's a card game.
No, never heard of that.
Really? It's crazy. It's great.
I don't think I should put that in here.
That's
that,
awful.
that one.
Do you try to be Seto Kaiba at work? Because I could see it.
I don't, because I literally don't give a fuck at work.
Exactly.
you
You have
like
that
the whole
don't give a fuck attitude.
Okay,
You're-
but he does give a
Yeah.
fuck. He gives a fuck too much. That's why he's so good at Yu-Gi-Oh. Or Duel Monsters. Sorry, Duel Monsters. Do I have a dual disc at work?
Do you?
I don't. I
You
wish I
do.
did though.
What's your
Because
equivalent
if
of
I
a dual
did,
dish?
I'd be.
Yeah, I know
my
you wish
equivalent
you
of a
did.
dual disc is probably a Zen can in my pocket.
There you go. You care about Zins too much.
You know what we should do? We should I think we should Bakugan battle in the office.
I fucking
okay.
forgot about that. That was good.
Yeah. I'm down to buy some Bakugan. I actually
I
remember
think
the first
old-fashioned poker's
Bakugan I ever
pretty
had. The
I
first Bakugan I ever had was Coin Scorpion.
Really?
Yep, Coin Scorpion.
How is this shit still alive? Oh wait, no, that's the Byakugan from fucking Naruto. Give me a second here.
I had. Is it called Drago? Drago?
Drago. I'm pretty sure my Coin Scorpion could beat his ass, whatever it is.
Draco.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Drago is Salamander.
All right. I'm
That's
learning
the
more
first
about
one
you.
that I had. Let's. Okay. Yeah. Coin. Let me look because I don't remember what Coin Scorpion looks like. Let me take a look.
Imagine if you took a scorpion and you turned it into a coin.
Yeah, when I heard Drago, that's what I thought too. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Are you?
I see why you remember.
I'm looking at a card right now, and it looks like those power levels are dog shit, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Excuse me?
We're skipping over the question I asked. What,
Sorry.
Yeah, what would you dress up as?
I got lost in thought. Let me think. I would dress up as a Titan.
Yeah, you just be naked.
Yeah.
Fucking freak.
Miyamoto, you're not like us. All right.
Fuck
You're not
yeah.
like.
They couldn't say anything either because it's a costume.
I would be doing that exactly.
You know what I noticed about Attack on Titan is that there's only white Titans. There's no black Titans, Asian Titans.
Okay. All right. We're gonna make Attack on Titan racist.
What do you mean?
You
racist?
should know. Okay. Look. How much anime have you actually consumed?
Not nearly as much as you guys.
Okay, if you watched enough, you would understand that there are certain criteria that they follow, right? If they were to put any other race of people into that show, they make it very blatant what race of people that is.
Yeah.
Right? Americans are very American. They're almost always got some sort of U.S. fucking flag on them or something. They always talk like Chad. They're usually fat, and their face is like extremely chiseled, and they have blonde hair and blue eyes. Like they follow like a very strict set of it's almost like rules that they have to portray them that way.
Yeah.
Wait, so you're telling me that the Americans are going to be fat but chiseled faces?
Fat, chiseled faces that sound like a Chad.
Fuck you. All right.
What does a Chad sound like?
Go.
I can't do a Chad impression. I'm not a Chad.
I have more self-awareness than to
Give an
dress
example.
fucking Monica. All right. I'm not that fucking unaware. You know what? You're getting fucking fat Natsuki now.
What?
No, I think this is what no, show me the images, Google, please. View image. Oh, okay, that's not what I wanted.
I think I found No Cam's type.
What the fuck?
What the fuck is this?
Stop showing me porn.
What? I actually I consume like net like 1% anime just because I watch
Exciting
one.
for Jason.
And you don't know this? That's fine. That's okay. It's from Rising of the Shield Hero.
That sounds way too.
For those who
specific.
don't know, for anybody watching, that is Philo, Thalolial. You know,
All right.
we'll
This isn't pornographic. This is the best I could find.
What is that?
That's
all
what you
right.
wanna cosplay as.
No, that's like some inflation fetish stuff right there.
Oh, so
And
you'll take that down, but you won't take down your fucking insult from me. Okay, buddy.
Don't you have admin privileges too? I'm sure you could.
I didn't take it down. Why'd you take it down?
I don't want to
Well,
see that. I don't want to look on this screen
You
and
think
look
I
at
want to
that
see the
fucking
shit you
abomination.
calling me out with that fucking soulless smile.
Just
You know how
take it down
difficult
then
it
if
was?
you like.
Do you know how difficult it was to find that fat fuck Sayori photo? All I typed in was fat fuck Natsuki, and I got 18 billion different photos of Doki Doki Literature Club fucking pornography.
Well,
Not even
like you haven't seen that before.
Yeah, no shit I have, but I'm not trying to fucking look for it. Or I was trying to find a photo of fat fuck Natsuki to send you. I know you want to cosplay as Jason. It's okay. Is that Saber? That is Saber. God damn it. Fate is a good series, alright? It's a great series.
what would you say that your so I see, since I know you watch, it's really hard to put your finger on like a favorite. You watch slice of life stuff at all?
I've seen a couple. It's not my favorite, but I've seen a couple of different slice of lifes. Probably fuck. What was the name of it? The favorite. I mean, it's more. Almost every slice of life has romance elements to it, but
Yeah, it ends up.
it's the one
being
where the
that way.
fucking the guy and the girl. They're both fucking weird. Fuck. It's gonna give me a second here. I'm gonna find it. All right, I need to get this fucking photo.
Hold on. Are you fuck, is it Toradora?
No, that is a good one though. I would say that I call that more romance, but Toradora's it's pretty good.
I don't know. I was like, you said the guy and the girl are weird, so
Well, maybe the girl is weird. Fuck.
is she short? Is she short? Is she like comedically short?
No.
Okay, all right, fucker. Well, why don't you bring up a topic that you're passionate about
No, that's completely unrelated.
then? Okay. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, it's completely. Just don't worry about
That
it.
just.
It just
Oh,
happened
right.
to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just look away. Just look away.
I'm remembering fucking Japanese language in order to find this anime. Chunibyo demo goi. Chunibyo demo koi ga shitai. There we fuck. All right. Love Chunibyo. All right, I'll send a GIF. You'll fucking recognize it. Maybe if they have GIFs of this shit.
If you can find one, yeah.
Yeah, this is the slice of life anime.
Oh.
Yeah, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, you know this one, right?
I am actually working on. It's in my watch list, which doesn't really mean shit because it's like I've watched like a couple episodes of it, and it got shoved on the back burner because other shows that I've been watching have. Oh my god!
It was okay.
What the
I typed in Nagatoro in the gifs, and there's a lot of sus stuff in here.
Nagatoro.
It's the character that is my picture.
Oh shit! What is she from? I'm actually curious.
She's from It's called Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, I thought that you'd cosplay as that character.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, see.
Okay.
Oh, it didn't do it. Why did it do it?
I'm understanding more and more what kind of anime you're into, Miyamoto.
Okay, that's a really no. This was off of a recommendation. Okay,
Okay.
That's the reason that I watched that. I'm watching right now, obviously, Kaiju number 8. Because that's pretty good. And then I got recommended. So here's the thing: is when I get recommended shows, I will watch it. I might not like it, but I will watch it
Yeah.
because that's how else am I gonna be able to have conversations with people unless I have
Yeah.
like a wide knowledge of shows.
Yeah.
I'm the same way with eating food. Like I will try any food once, at least once. I might not like it, but I will try it.
It's a good way to live life. You'll try it at least. That's good.
Yeah, I'll give it a try. So I've ended up seeing some horrible things that they claimed was anime, but was not. It was hentai.
Talking fucking Boku no Hero.
That was like the first thing that, and
Yeah.
so
Fucking
like,
everyone. It's
because I told somebody that, and I was like, "Hey, I'll watch whatever you recommend," and go figure. That's the first thing.
That's what they got you with.
Yeah,
You had
and
to
I was like,
really-
okay,
Yeah.
that was the only one. Because after that, I added a like an addition to the rule is that it had to be anime, not hentai.
Yeah.
Because I watched the first episode of that and I was like, this seems a little weird. And then I hit like the first scene. They were like in the car, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, fuck no, I am out. Once I realized what was going on, because there was like, there's a lot of shows that are like kind of sus, and you're like, it's a little weird.
Yeah.
Then that went past that point. I was
Yeah.
like, all right, okay.
Yeah, I know what I'm watching. I'm getting fucking trapped by the heads now. Yeah.
Right, yeah. I'm sitting there. I put handcuffs on. I'm just sitting there waiting for them to arrest me. I was like, this is horrible. And that's this one, that the one that I was just talking about that I posted a GIF of, that one's pretty borderline too.
Yeah.
It,
I feel like I feel like I've seen that face before on various degenerate communities.
yeah, there's a lot of
So is that a slice of life? Is that what that is? So well,
I
Part
guess it
one.
would kind of count as it, yeah.
You know, it's a great anime you've probably never heard of.
What's that?
Just watch Death Note.
You said I've never heard of?
It's kind of underground, all right.
I didn't think I thought Death Note was like top 20 for most people.
No, it just no one fucking knows about it. All right,
That's weird.
He's being sarcastic.
Okay, I hope so.
Okay.
Hunter
like,
Hunter
there's
is pretty good as well. Pretty good.
What is?
Code Geass. Hunter x Hunter is really good. Code Geass.
I've only watched Hunter x Hunter. That's it.
I can respect that. You know what? It's a good choice.
Yeah. I mean,
You mean what?
no,
Hey.
nothing about the show. I'm just
What would
like,
be
give
a
another
better
show
one?
a try. You know,
Pokemon?
find.
No
Okay,
game's favorite
nope.
character.
Don't do that. Okay.
Is that from Pokemon? What is that?
It's
Are you fucking kidding me? You thought that was from Pokemon? They're two different styles.
That is from Pokemon, yeah.
Holy shit, you haven't seen Hunter x Hunter. You're a fucking liar. You don't belong on this council. You know.
Okay. Look at these and tell me they're the same.
Yeah, they're pretty much the same.
You hurt me.
Wait, what is this sound? Oh, okay. I didn't read.
Oh, I guess that means we're going on to another topic.
I didn't read the transition.
Okay, well, what's the next topic? Abracadabra got really quiet after we went down a rabbit hole.
The anime?
Yeah.
It's
Obviously,
almost like
obviously not his thing.
I have nothing. Yeah, obviously I have no basis to even start a conversation about anime.
Yeah, I can't either. So I just kind of let them.
Well, I can yap forever about whatever. So what's something that you want to talk about?
Yeah, what do you bring to the
Oh, wait. Sorry, I'm doing the host job. I'll shut up.
Yeah, let's go with the host. All right.
No, it works. What do you want to talk about? I mean, we can
Yeah,
talk
mean,
about
I don't know. I can't just pick a topic and just.
Well,
different
talk
type
to me
of
about
like
carbon fiber. What is
electromagnetic
carbon fiber?
storms, like sprites, lightning. There's other stuff like
What's on the
McDonald's
schedule?
Sprite is more spicy than we were way off the schedule now.
Yeah.
Do you want
What
to
is
talk about
carbon
McDonald's,
fiber?
right?
no, I'm talking about like sprites.
Oh.
What are your thoughts on like this electromagnetic phenomena that you probably haven't seen in your life before?
I mean, I know that there's something called ball lightning, which is real. That is a
That shit
real
freaks
thing.
me out. All right, if I ever see that in real life,
Are you gonna start believing in God?
yeah, I would. I would, just like everyone else. That's fucked.
Yeah. It's. There's literally like a. I think there's only one documented case of a ball lightning,
I think
like
I believe
ever.
that it's more
There's
than
a I think there's like one or two, but yeah.
Yeah, and one of them was on an airplane, and literally
That's
everybody on
insane.
that plane saw it because it just floated down the aisle.
What would you do at that point? Would just like
I literally would just be like, what the fuck? Honestly, I would touch it. I'd touch it.
Yeah. Can you
no,
get
I would
transported
just
to
sit on the guy
fucking-
next to me. I would just like
Nah,
move the fuck over.
immediately. I'm not. I'm not. Listen, if that thing gives me superpowers, I want superpowers. If I die, well, all right, cool,
Dude,
whatever.
what the fuck would that thing do to you?
I don't exactly. I don't know. You never know.
I guess yeah, people see it and they like run away from it. There's no one has touched
No, I'm
it.
running towards it.
You could be the
I'm gonna
first
be.
person to touch ball lightning.
Yeah, exactly. I like to touch balls, you know.
I mean, yeah, I mean that it is your month if that's what you're into.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know
So
that.
congratulations. We're proud
Like
of you.
what if it's like some different type of intelligence that you've just like never thought was possible, and then you
So-
touch
Yeah,
it.
I think the only thing that's going to happen is your brain's going to turn into some sort of toothpaste after you touch that shit.
All right, you know what? It was worth it because now we know what ball lightning will do to the human body.
And he's
You
the
don't know.
first
You
documented
don't
case of
know.
somebody touching it. So I mean,
Yeah, or
It
it just
goes down in
caused the
history.
plane to fucking explode. No, nobody knows.
Well,
at least no, it'd
you
be in
know
the
what?
black box.
Science always involves some risk.
Yeah.
In fact, there's
So you're
literally a
saying that you're
portion-
fine being patient zero for whatever.
Fuck yeah.
Absolutely. Look,
Ball transplant on your forehead.
Okay, so I'm developing this pyramid-shaped shower toy, we'll call it. Are you willing to be patient zero for that?
no, because that's not ball lightning. Is it gonna give me superpowers?
It's going to give
What
you
if-
super something.
What if I reroute your urethra to your asshole and it goes through the other end? It's kind of a superpower if you think about it. You could be kind
What,
of
to
like a
piss and
skunk.
shit at the same time?
You would just have diarrhea the whole time.
Yeah, I'd literally
What
just
do
be
you-
a duck.
Would you be patient zero for that then?
No, because that's not a superpower.
Well, no, he doesn't have a cloaca. He still has both parts.
All
Why
parts.
do you know what it's called? Why do you know what that's called?
That's kind of freaky.
It
That's
doesn't
what I wanna know.
matter. It
Not only
doesn't
do you not know
matter.
what
For
You
someone-
actually use the proper biological definition.
For
in a
someone
sentence.
not
I
too
know for
versed
a
in
fact
that.
that you don't even have close to a degree in that. So
I'm
why
pretty
do you
sure
know-
anybody knows that's what it's called.
nobody knows that. Nobody knows what the reproductive parts of a duck is. A duck are.
It's
Just a-
actually most birds.
It's birds.
Yeah. Okay. Again,
besides
why
ducks.
do you know
Alright.
that? Why
mean-
do you know that it's most
That,
birds?
because you should have learned it in like high school biology if you weren't being a fucking
They
California
didn't teach that
douche.
biology for me.
Oh,
Yeah, they
you're
didn't
from
cover bird
California?
reproduction in my biology class.
yeah, I outed where he's from. Yeah,
Interesting. What's it like on the East Coast?
liberal.
Yeah, it's
Liberal.
even.
Well, that's good, right? That's the way things should be.
What are you, a stupid liberal?
What are you, a stupid fucking conservatard?
The East Coast sucks, and I hate it because the people suck here.
Look, the East Coast, it's got a couple of things. It's got Gossip Girl. It's got
What?
It's got
East
Outer
Coast.
Banks.
New York.
Yeah.
Did you think fucking
I
New
thought
York?
you said West, and I was so confused.
Fuck no. I will admit that West Coast is better when it comes to music.
Yeah, we have all the rappers.
But East Coast also had 9/11. That's kind of cool. What did West Coast
Kind
have? Look, it was an eventful day. All right, I remember it. It was good. the last thing my colleague said to me was, "Good job. I'll see you in heaven." I got what? Fuck yeah. I'll take it, dude. I'm a fucking comedian.
Should do stand up.
I should do stand up. I'm
Home
fucking.
to stand.
I should joke it. That's gonna be the first and only joke I do before I'm banned off of every fucking server.
You know, I'm the type of guy that would leave a review on the Twin Towers and say 10 out of 10 would hit again. You know, or like make like a Tinder profile and say that I'm the World Trade Center and say I'm just looking to get smashed or something like that. You know.
Yeah, but you wouldn't actually like fly to New York, New York. You'd somehow end up in New York, Kentucky.
I didn't even know that was a place. So you're shitting on me for knowing what cloaca is, but you know there's a place called New York in Kentucky. Like you're a fucking loser.
That's significantly less weird than knowing what a cloaca is.
It's not okay.
It is.
Also, I was going to be a biomedical engineer. Okay, like I have to learn about stuff. Okay, that's not.
You could have led with that.
You could.
I don't just go out here googling cloacas. All right.
It sounds like you do. I bet you have some freaky shit on your laptop.
No, I don't do
Okay,
any of that on my
what's the
laptop because I'm scared of the government.
What's the freakiest thing that you've jerked off to? You know it's in your brain. It's in your brain. You just have to say it.
The freakiest thing that I've ever jerked off to?
Yeah. I'll be honest.
Boring. I'm gonna be real. I'm pretty boring.
No, you're not. Come on.
I promise I am.
Instead of bored.
The type of person who knows what a cloaca is not boring.
There is a coworker that we all have worked with before that said the weirdest thing he's ever. I don't even know if I could talk. Am I allowed to talk about that on here?
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yes.
Yeah. Whatever.
The weirdest thing that he ever jerked off to was a female putting a full-size snake inside of herself.
All right.
Is this coworker still here?
I'm not going to answer that.
Do you want to know how I first met Amadeus Kiyoma? Was in a computer lab.
The stream is now the stream is back.
I was like, you left after that?
All right.
We just met in the computer lab, and yeah, we became good friends ever since.
No, it's because you were using Bing to look up your 360p porn.
Not Bing, but you're kind of close. Look, middle school is an interesting time in everyone's life, right? No one went through middle school without being a weird fucking kid, alright?
I mean, I was pretty normal.
I was pretty weird.
What was normal?
No, I was definitely a fucking freak.
I was spanking it to. No, now you got me curious, and I'm trying to think about what the weirdest thing would have been.
Middle school is when I discovered that hentai existed.
That's where I figured it out too, and it was
the weirdest thing that you jerked off to. Is that what you're saying?
No. Well, it was definitely a type of hentai. Yeah.
Oh, it was a type of hentai.
Did NoCam ever tell you how to learn about 69?
Are you into like inflation hentai or something, or what?
Actually, 4.
Fuck off with that shit. Don't mention that. I don't need to fucking. I put that shit out of my mind. All right.
What'd you say? What did you say?
No, leave it. Just leave it. Good.
No, I've got a private window open right now. I need to hear what you said so that I can look it up.
You want to look at it?
I'm curious.
You don't want to look at it. You don't.
What did you say it was called?
That's not the freakiest thing I've looked up. I don't even know. I'm trying to think. I've seen a lot of freaky shit. They're kind of all in the same playing field.
Wait a minute. I don't know if I'm. Did you say vor?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you said gore. Did you say gore?
No, God, no. Oh my God. Jesus.
I was gonna say, if you're talking about gore, we had a whole fucking live leak thing going on. I think you would have been a good fit for that conversation. But
If you like tentacles, just say that.
I like tentacles.
So yeah, the craziest story,
All right.
like when I met.
Hey, there's a button that says disconnect. What do you think is gonna happen? It's crazy. Times you know.
Yeah, I think I can't agree. Middle school was a weird time.
No, not for you. Apparently, you were like,
Yeah,
you were one of the cool kids.
Yeah,
No,
you
I
were
would
the
always.
parent.
No, apparently I spent all of middle school edging.
What?
Because no, so this is going to be a weird story, I guess, but I didn't know how far you were supposed to go when you were jerking off. I'm serious. I'm serious.
Shot.
That's interesting.
There's actually no shot, dude.
I swear to God. I swear to God. I didn't figure that out until high school.
You just violently edged and you were like, that hurts. I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what's about to happen.
All right. I mean, I think that's normal, right? I mean, everyone goes
No.
through that period. What
No.
you just like
But
you knew what to do.
to
You
keep
knew what your
doing
mission
it.
was.
Yeah, I know what to do. Okay, granted, also, I started from a young age.
You watched the dude jerk off in porn so that you knew what to do, didn't you?
No, I didn't. Again, middle school is when I discovered what porn was.
Interesting.
I didn't learn jerking off until
How old
I
am
was
I?
in.
Yeah.
I think
school.
everybody was either 12 to 14 when they discovered it. Probably.
I had a friend who told me about it. That's the thing. I didn't discover it on my own. It's like
I got told about porn, and I got told about what to do with it, and then I didn't know.
Who tells those people? Because like
it just gets passed down.
I think it's just word of mouth. Yeah.
I guess.
Aber, I'm sorry, they kind of talked over. What was the answer to the? How old are you? Roughly.
13.
Roughly.
13.
Roughly.
It's a rough.
Roughly 23, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
That's when you started.
Oh wait! You're saying how old is he now, or how old was he?
How old was he when he started? So it's 23, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I actually started last year in the future.
It's good.
That's good.
But you're 22. You're fucking holy shit. You're too young to be on this fucking podcast.
Yeah.
It's the joke. All right.
Aren't I the oldest one here?
Yeah, you hit unk status.
Who the fuck said that?
Unk status? You're just gonna start calling me Unk? Jesus. Mind you, I'm not that much older than the rest of you.
Yeah, so what's the weirdest cloaca you jerked off to, Unk?
I never jerked off to a cloaca. I did watch a lot of videos of dudes fucking chickens on Live Leak.
Yo.
Not for personal pleasure, though.
Okay.
It's just like when you open up Live Leak, you just get what you get. There's no FYP.
We gained a viewer and lost a viewer, as you said that.
So what part didn't they agree with?
Was it the chicken part?
So they didn't like the fucking chickens?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, I'm sorry, okay?
I never came across any of that shit in my Live Leak browsing days. It was all just the fucking workplace accidents, beheadings.
The sad thing is I can hear the music in my head from the background of that.
It's that.
It's fucking Batman. Edward Cullen.
Oh.
No, that's literally me.
Hey, my hairline is not that high up, okay? Don't do me like that, okay? And I'm touching my forehead to make sure my hairline's not that high up. It's not.
I think we need to give you a new nickname.
I didn't even know the hairline was going to go into the equation.
I mean, that's the first thing I look at on another colored dude. check his hairline. Make sure his hairline's not jacked up. And then you check to see if he's ashy or not.
Would you hair check people? Is that what you do?
You don't say you're hair checking people.
You're still doing it. Okay.
You just look. You're like, what's your hairline look like?
Yeah,
Is that
that's
shit
fair.
fake?
I do an ocular pat down of pretty much everyone I walk by.
Who the fuck did that kid dirty? And why are you saying that that's me for real? I'm about to do a face reveal just to prove that my hairline's not that bad.
It seems like something you're self-conscious about. So
yeah, I want to meet. I swear, like even if your hairline is like that, I still think you're kind of a funny guy. It's okay.
He said we still like you even if your hairline's back to the 60s. Whoa.
whoa.
You saying hear me out about the picture above it? That's wild.
That's crazy.
That is crazy that we have actually a sixth guest, Chris Hansen. I'd like to welcome you. All right. Now,
I'm already sitting down.
So it's banned. What are your thoughts, Abracadabra, on Skeeter Gene?
Skeeter Gene?
Yeah.
I literally have no idea what that is.
You'll probably meet him pretty soon.
Have I?
I mean, you might, depending on what you get up to in your free time. He's basically modern day Chris Hansen on YouTube. Something akin to that.
Okay.
I don't think he probably likes him that much. He's probably nervous when his name gets brought up.
Chris Hansen is his op.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't fuck with Chris Hansen at all.
Nah, I fuck with Chris Hansen.
Well, why?
I bet I am Chris Hansen.
He's just that dude.
You know, it was a long time ago, you know, like in middle school, high school, that I'd like fuck around with pedophiles, and then like eventually like I'll let up and then say like I'm like the police or something, and we'll be watching your internet history or your internet activity from now on. Most of them.
Okay.
Like,
all right.
like,
yeah, you need to lead with that part, and not say I used to fuck around with pedophiles.
Oh yeah, I used to fuck pedophiles.
You're like I was in 8th grade, and I used to fuck around with pedophiles.
Yeah, you used to shoot the shit with them. It was great.
Yeah, they're shooting something, but shit ain't what they're shooting.
So anyway, yeah, one of them said that they're drinking Reds, you know, you know that apple fucking alcohol drink.
Angry Orchard. It's great. I kind of like it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. So that's just like hand in hand. Reds is like the pedophile drink.
Good to know.
It was fun. And then also sending random people on the internet photos of a mutual acquaintance of ours.
Oh, yeah. Dude, the guy actually sent a photo of his face. I think I still might have it somewhere.
Dude, you should fucking post that. Send that shit to the FBI.
Yeah. I would, but I don't have the chat logs or anything.
Yeah. Okay. Buddy. You don't have posting privileges. Not to that degree.
Any askers? Any askers in the chat?
All 50 of our viewers don't fucking like you.
Okay.
And I don't like you either.
Like, you're not. I need a lively guest. I need someone that's going to raise their voice. I need someone that's going to be very emotional, that wants the time of their life. I want someone that wants to make this podcast work, all right? I need someone to bring the energy to me. And clearly you're not him, but I'm trying to get you to be him.
Isn't that the host's fault then?
Yeah, isn't that literally the host's job?
Fuck it.
Hey, we were onto something with ball lightning, and then someone had to bring up cloaca. All right, so
we had a good streak going.
You know, I think let's talk about this. People that go indoor rock climbing are fucking losers.
I hard disagree. In fact, actually, I'll
You see
slightly
what I did
agree.
there?
But you know what? I think that people who go outdoor rock climbing are giga chads.
Okay, why are you gonna go outdoor rock? This also falls into this shit. Who the fuck is out there free climbing and free running, free climbing skyscrapers, and then freaking out about it when they get stuck or they're gonna die? Like, motherfucker, you're that dumb that you put yourself in that situation. You deserve it.
I agree.
That's fuck around and find out at its finest.
I agree. I think free climbing is. I mean, yeah, it's cool, adrenaline pumping.
It's not cool. It's retarded.
It's cool.
But
I think that's a word I'm not supposed to say.
Free soloing. Correction. All right, free climbing is different.
After the military, I'm gonna do this to you.
Okay. See, the thing is that like my my cam right there is not gonna break off.
Oh, you
and
sure?
I won't do that. Yeah.
You're just stuck there though.
Okay, I can get myself out of that.
Oh, you can? You're him?
Yeah, I am.
You're him?
Yeah.
I hope the Swiss seat severs your testicles.
There is no Swiss seat. You wear a harness.
It doesn't look like this guy's wearing one.
All right. Well, that guy's a retard. I don't know why he's not wearing a harness.
His testicles are in shambles, and so are yours.
My testicles are always in shambles.
All right.
Mangled since birth.
He had a CVT accident when he was in high school.
Did you?
Yeah.
I guess it wasn't an accident, was it?
I just didn't know how hard to like hit it with the hammer.
What? Why would you do that to yourself?
Well,
Because you didn't have a waffle iron around?
Yeah.
What the Sigma?
But for real, like, indoor rock climbing is like, dude, just quit being a bitch. Go outside and do that shit.
But if you're outside, you might as well just stay in the AC, you know?
No,
be a man.
it's not real rock climbing. Go do it outside.
If you have
It's
access
like smoking
to, like,
cigarettes. Take that shit outside. Nobody wants to see that.
You use the indoors to practice for the outdoors.
So do you when you shoot a gun, do you just shoot a person
because you should train how you
immediately, or do
fight,
like,
right? So take that shit outside and climb real rocks. Quit climbing them bitch-made fucking wedges and shit on a wall that's all set up to be safe and shit.
Is this personal to you? Why do you sound so
Yeah.
fucking...
Specifically.
When was the last time you went
I
indoor
know
rock
what you're
climbing
doing,
again?
but
When was the last time you went indoor rock climbing again?
2019.
When was the last time you went rock climbing in general?
I said 2019.
So
Oh, wait. Yeah, see, he caught me there. You asked when I went indoor rock climbing versus rock climbing in general?
Yeah.
I wouldn't count it as rock climbing, but when me and our boss went to Arizona, there was a bit of rock climbing involved there. I wouldn't, because we weren't like wearing a harness or anything, and it wasn't like a 600-foot fucking vertical wall, but there was some like scaling involved.
Yeah. It was something, at least, yeah.
And we definitely didn't have any equipment for it. I was doing it in vans, so.
So you're saying that you're better than him?
No, I'm not. I'm saying it was a dumb idea.
All right, so you want to gaslight, but you draw back when I try to incite it.
What? No, I wasn't trying to gaslight. I was doing it successfully, and then you. I don't know.
You had to call him out on it, yeah.
Yeah, you had to. You killed my flow, man. I had him. It was working. It was working.
It was, and it could have worked better. Like,
or maybe you were just trying too hard. You were like gonna over gaslight him.
I wasn't trying too hard. You were out there with vans. You didn't have any of those fancy ropes or anything. You could have definitely jumped off of that.
I don't know. The point is, why are you gonna half-ass it? Like, go outside and climb the rocks for real. Don't do that shit inside.
So when you practice with like weapons, right? Do you like Do you just shoot people
different.
like around
It's
town,
different. It's
or
different.
or do you go to a range and maybe test it out?
It's different.
That's different because my range is a high school. Oh
Alright.
shit! Yeah, the FBI will be knocking on my door in like 40 seconds. It's fine. Damn. Yep.
They
You
don't
know,
take too kindly to that. It's okay,
mall,
hey,
mall,
remember,
gun range. What's the difference?
I was good to
they're
you.
pretty
All
similar.
right. Aside from me getting pissy with you because of something that wasn't really either of our faults, I've always been good with you. I've always liked you. All right. Remember that.
There's only one person I'm concerned about for that, and it's someone that I work around. But I've been really nice to him, so I think I'm on their good side.
You start pissing him off. Really fucking make his life hell. Just to see what he.
Want to?
Who do
Oh,
we
look,
work around
he
that's
has-
like that?
He has access to weapons, and they moved him to maintenance.
He's not gonna do anything to us.
He'll definitely like if you fuck with him, if you piss him off like to that extent, I'm sure he would.
No, not me.
But why not you?
I give him light bulbs.
What the fuck? What do you mean you give him light bulbs? You
That's
smuggle
my-
him
that's
Leave it.
part-
Just don't even explain it. Just leave it as that.
Alright, I'm gonna fucking go to Urban Dictionary to look this shit up.
What would that be in Urban Dictionary?
I don't fucking know.
No, don't. It's not whatever. Like, just take that one at face value. I promise. I promise. There's no grain of salt required for that one.
Okay.
That's face value.
I'll try my best.
He's still gonna look it up anyways, and I guarantee you, it's gonna come up with some of the most fucking Pride Month supportive shit that you've probably ever seen.
I had my fill of finding weird shit, alright? Fat fuck Natsuki. I don't need to do. I don't need to search any more weird shit. Yeah. So, Abracadabra, what are your thoughts? Is
On what?
a thought?
Yeah.
What's it a thought of? So, at what age did you realize that you were a really good public speaker? Like, when did speaking start to speak to you?
It was actually like about a few weeks ago.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was actually a few weeks ago.
Okay.
I was in a downtown area and going to some bars, and I took a hurricane shot.
What's a
And
hurricane shot?
it's so when you pay for a shot, the bartender straddles you on the counter and slaps the fuck out of you. And
So
slaps you off.
basically, he never had a mom, and he's trying to make up for it with the bartender.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can. All right.
And then once that happened, it's like she slapped the social anxiety out of me. It's as if like as soon as that happened, I just had a whole new skill tree unlock.
Yeah.
It's like that's what I had to do to respec my skills.
Yeah. What have you been specking into lately? Like, how have you been evolving that?
I'm not even.
Like
This will be
retardation, kind of.
Yes, yes.
Hey, we've been trying to stop saying that on the podcast. All right.
Yeah, I already said that once. That's
well,
my
you get
bad.
A pass. That's fine.
Okay. Do I get another
gets a-
pass too?
You don't get a pass.
How many passes do I get?
2.
The silence was loud.
It's a good thing to think about, right?
That's okay. We already had somebody dropping the hard R
No.
rather frequently on here.
No, we didn't. That never happened.
Yeah, that was actually redacted and reposted.
Oh. Well, I was talking about the word that you just said that we can't say.
Oh, well. That's not even that bad.
The medical term.
Exactly.
Yeah, like light bulb dick. That's a medical term, apparently.
No fucking way any doctor
a
has ever conceived. of that
Girthy,
word.
almost glowing like massive cock. Johnny Sins has a light bulb dick.
Yeah,
Where
you
did you
gave him
that-
a light bulb.
Okay, where do you find it? Oh, okay, that'd be easy.
Oh, that's definitely off of Urban Dictionary.
Yeah,
I
I
can
thought-
tell by the font style.
Yeah, I thought the font style kind of gave it away.
Yeah, font style's a dead giveaway if you've ever been on Urban Dictionary in any way, shape, or form.
Alright.
Alright, enough of the fucking light bulbs. I think we should just end here, unless you guys got more shit. This is already a pretty long endeavor.
Yeah, it is. You joined pretty late, but I appreciate you joining anyway, Abracadabra.
Thank you, Mr. Carbon Fiber. I
Yeah,
appreciate you.
You're not welcome.
We'll have to get you on for another episode.
Yeah,
so
we can gauge.
No, you have to get me off.
Respect and manners, and we can have a good conversation. I think that'd be good.
You have to get me off, not on.
Well, we'll get you off on another day. Miyamoto, thank you for joining as well.
Yeah, it's always great to be here.
It's been an honor. Joined.
Get to have conversations and think about different things.
Yeah, I'm glad we exposed you to new ways of thinking. Well, I don't know about new ways of thinking, but yeah.
Thinking in general.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that we all tried every now and then.
I also appreciate the beer you gave me. You know, I'm on my 4th beer. That's good.
Yeah,
you don't give me beer? Is that it?
I specifically requested.
He specifically asked for it.
Yeah, I kind of asked for one too, so you gotta like be a part of the club to really get one. So.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Exposed.
Okay, well, I'm walking down there soon.
All right, fine. Fucking, I'll meet you outside then.
There better be beer there.
All right.
What the Sigma? What the Sigma?
All right.
Yeah. It was too much fun. Yeah.
I'll let you do the outro.
That's it. I think that's the outro right there.
Oh, okay. Not the soundboard spamming.
Yeah.
No.
This was a good one. I had fun. I'm glad I got back on.